guys, don't forget to check out DOOMKICKER on INDIEGOGO now for a limited time, with exciting perks like exclusive prints and a special Mike S. Miller cover. Back now only on INDIEGOGO. What's up? What's up, everybody? Peter Charon's in the chat. All right, guys, check it out. It's me, the Jerkmonger, coming at you live from Tampa, Florida. It is 2:39 in the morning, and I'm still here. Some of you may be wondering, Elliot, why are you still here? To which I would respond, I have no idea. I got some work I got to do. I figured I could do it with some friends. So I would like to invite you guys to come on over, relax and hang out. If you're somewhere around the world where you can have a drink, I say have a drink with me. I'm not drinking tonight. I'm going to be drawing, but you guys are welcome. Peter Mike is here. Says, hey, Elliot, because you have things to do. Thank you. Bitufa says, hola. Peter Charon says, how was the con? It was all right. It was all right. I mean, like, it was fine for me hanging out with some friends and stuff, but it was otherwise pretty cool. That is why I remembered to come here. Right on, Peter. Mike, I appreciate you. Channel Siscart says, night towels unite. Night owl. Did you hear what I just said? Night towels. Night owls unite. I love the late night live streams. Word. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Daniel C says, yo. Hugh Jazz says, wuthering up. Check it out. Bitufo, did you send me that message, by the way? Let me check my emails. Night towels. What happened just now? Did I lose you guys? Did I lose it? Oh, okay. I'm switching over to other stuff. Let me just check my emails. Elliot at jerkmongerart.com. Jerkmongerart.com. Yeah, I'm gonna be goofing around a little bit. I guess I should change my camera, right, to kind of show you what I'm working on. I got a new. You know what I haven't done? I haven't checked DOOMKICKER in a bit. DOOMKICKER. Last time I checked DOOMKICKER, by the way, guys. No, working on that too. Okay. Last time I checked DOOMKICKER, I was at $49,205. I think I'm maybe a little bit more now. Maybe just like $20 more. I don't know. I'm keeping my hopes down. Nope. $205. $205. It's all good. I wonder if I got a what do you call it? A refund. I don't know. I've been getting all kinds of stuff lately. All right. CC says, Jerkmonger, what's up? Still hanging out? Bourbon and beer still going. Sending payments soon. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Peter Charon says 49.2K. Yeah. I'm actually getting some of that money coming soon, actually. It's supposed to be coming over to me by next week. That will be perfect because then I can start working on the book. And, I mean, I'm starting now, but I really get into the book and I can afford to stop what I'm doing now and move forward. That's the tricky part to this stuff, is getting the time to really dive deeper and get yourself together. Come together right now. Over. Okay, I keep singing songs. Why do I keep singing songs? It keeps getting me in trouble. Like, Elliot, shut up. I can't shut up. I can't shut up. I can't shut up. As you can see to my, on screen is to the right of me on the screen is, I have some artwork showing. That's some artwork from DOOMKICKER for those of you who may be coming in later and be like, oh, what's this DOOMKICKER all about, Elliot? It's my 96-page spectacular. I'm having trouble speaking because I feel like my mouth is swollen or something. 96-page spectacular. Elliot, you really sound too low. Am I too low, really? I'll tell you what. Oh, you know why? Well, it can't be that low, is it? Okay, I'm gonna raise the volume. I'm always afraid I'm talking too loud. Peter Charles says, that's a great song, though. Sing if you like. I can't because I'm afraid I'll get the... am I getting louder? Am I getting louder? Am I getting louder? All right. Am I loud now? Is this working for you guys? How about now? Is this better? I'm at maximum volume now. Maximum volume? I'm peaking right now. I don't want to peak. Hello, hello, hello. Testing, testing. 1, 2. Testing, 1, 2. Hello. Better, better. Yeah. Okay. Good. 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 All right. So this is what I'm working on. I'm currently inking my angel. I got to do some other stuff tonight. Tonight. Whoa. Oh. Okay. Stop singing, Elliot. Stop singing. I really should do some stuff. I had a great time. Yeah, the show itself wasn't that great, but I got the chance to and this is the thing I love about conventions is I get a chance to catch up with people. Although from a business place, conventions aren't always fantastic, but you know what? To be honest with you, it was a good time tonight. Hikaru! Oh, it's the Jerkmonger show! That is so right. That is so correct. You don't even know what I'm talking about, baby. Okay, that's enough of that. I'm inking this thing with that nib, that stupid nib that Mike made me buy. He didn't make me buy anything. I bought it because it's cool. It's a great thing. These Maru. That's how John Malin says it. Maru. It's a great little pen. I really do dig it, and I kind of, I want to capture the essence of some of these femme fatales. What does femme fatale mean? Does femme fatale mean like it's a woman that's in trouble? Is fatale mean like they're in danger? And then why are people upset about that? I don't understand that. I don't know. It's people. Because people's is people. Now what does it mean? See, I'm always hoping to sing one of the elements. A woman that is trouble. Oh, well, these angels are. Some of the angels in my book are not going to be good angels, by the way. Some of them are going to be fallen angels. I'm looking forward to that. William Blankenship says, deadly. It means they might kill you. Thank you, Mr. Blankenship. I appreciate that. By the way, that's a really interesting name, Blankenship. Where did I know that from? I know that name from somewhere. William Blankenship. Help me out, Mr. Blankenship. So yeah, I got a chance to hang out with some artists that are buddies of mine. Peter Mike says, not necessarily. Hello. I mean, as they say, your mileage may vary. Yeah, I'm definitely like I said, I had some not run-ins. That sounds terrible. There were like legitimate connections with some old friends and stuff. Cece says, Jerkmonger, what an idiot I am. Sent payment but didn't say what for or address. DM if unsure. Payment for Hank. I got you, Cece, because I just sent you some stuff. So you are getting 2 packages from me. And that'll be good. Madu. Yeah. Peter Mike says, it also means that kind of girl guys kill, quote unquote, each other for, and she knows it and uses it to her advantage. I know some women like that. Well, not really. I don't know anyone that wants you to kill for her, but I'm just saying, homie, that sometimes love will drive a man crazy. Love, exciting and new. Blankenship says, no clue. There's a Don Blankenship, Cold Baron, a Bill Blankenship, sports guy, an opera singer and writer, and a Monty Python sketch where a character's name is Jimmy Blankensop. Blankensop. I don't know. Those are the only familiar places I know. I don't know. It's a name that's coming from my past. Do we know each other? Maybe I know each other. Oh, wait. Did you work? Are you an artist or creator at all? Maybe I know your name from hearing someone like Edwin say something. CC says, Jerkmonger, cool, thanks. Femme fatale is forbidden woman. The hero desires nothing but Trubki? What's Trubki? Peter Mama says, and women too. We handle better rejection because we are used to it. What did I say? CC trouble. Oh, gotcha. But trouble. William Blankenship. Yes. Used to work for Action Lab a lot. Oh, okay. That's where I've heard Edwin say your name. Blankenship. William Blankenship. Bill Blankenship. Is it Bill? Do they call you Bill? And by they, I mean everybody. I don't know. Peter Mike is laughing. He's laughing at me. He says, ha ha ha, Elliot, you fool. Listen, man. I hear you. But I'm just saying. One of the things I got to learn to do with this pen is not be so afraid. Because sometimes I'm like, oh man, what if I draw too much? Well, you just white it out. Peter Mike says, you said men sometimes go crazy for love. I think men are ridiculous sometimes like that. Mr. Lizard says, great job as usual as auctioneer tonight. Thank you, man. I never thought I could do it. I don't think I'm doing a good job as an auctioneer. I'm just kind of trying to be entertaining, trying to be silly, just keep you guys laughing. Yeah, I go by Bill and Bad Ankle Bill. Ah, okay. Pixel Trader, howdy, says Peter Mike. Yo, Pixel Trader, man. Congrats on the new campaign for Cover Crashers. Over on Indiegogo right now. Go get you. Go get you some. Get you some, yeah. The only thing about these nibs is that they're a little bit on the thin side, which is nice if you want those super thin razor sharp lines. However, sometimes I really do think I like the thick and thins a lot more. So I'm going to do this to the hair and stuff like that. This is where you have to start thinking, like, maybe I use the nib for specific elements, but everything else. Like, one thing Mike does a lot is he uses his edges, like, you know, what do you call this? Like French curves and rulers. I don't use those very much. People are people now. What can it be? Pixel Trader says, I version the cart. LOL. Ethan Wink too fond of Cyberlog. We'll see if he changes his mind. Kenny was hilarious, says Slacker High. Kenny. What are you talking about, Kenny? What are we talking about? What are we saying? I don't know. I don't know what y'all talking about. I don't know where I'm going, but I sure know where I've been. I don't remember all the words. 'Cause I've made up my mind. I ain't wasting no more time. All right, CC says, Jerkmonger, so glad I won the Hank sketch. Right on. Was on a work conference called Sketching Along, listening to you live. We'll send to you as fan art. I'm happy with how it turned out. Awesome, man. Email sent. All right. Let me check out my emails, y'all. Let me check out my email. Oh. Let me check out my email. I wish they made a song for emails, you know, like that, something like that. Let me check out my email. Let me check out my email. Let me check out my email. I don't have anything yet. Oh, Peter, are you in here still? Peter, Mike, I'm sure if Ethan is okay. You guys talk about whatever you want. Stacker House says, everyone give a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate that too. I'm speaking of Peter Charon. Peter Charon. Yes, I sent everything out today. Everything is in the mail. Hmm. Wait a minute. Peter. Send me. Hold on a second. I gotta check something out real quick. I just made a little tune up, by the way. I just made it up. Let's see. Sent. Oh, no. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Uh-oh. I think I may have made a mistake, Peter. I have to check again. Ah. Okay. I'm going to check something real quick, guys. Give me a minute here. I will not be doxing myself, by the way. That's not going to happen. We shall not. We shan't. We shan't do such things as doxing ourselves. We shan't. So anyway, yeah, like I said, so today I had a great like a reunion with some old friends at the con, some people I actually used to work with in my old job, and what I'm hoping to do is I'm actually planning on bringing some of them on to do my show. One good friend of mine, Calvin Reynolds, is currently currently doing a children's book called it's Jace the Bee. It's so cool, man. I dig it, and I'm super happy for him. We worked together for years at this t-shirt company, and all of a sudden we're all doing our own thing now. It's so cool. So anyway, I just thought that'd be pretty cool. And what the heck happened to my well, that's weird. Okay, there I go. All right. Oof. I think I made a mistake, Peter Sharon. I think I did. No, that's not it. Let's see here. Not there. I gotta check my records for what I sent out for artwork, because I think we've got a problem. Here's where we got a problem. That's my little sound effect for radio. What is this? What this is right here? 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 Peter Mike said, Jerkmonger, have you seen the campaign of Jason Brubaker's Sith Rat? Yes. Well, I mean, I've seen it. I haven't really studied it though. Michael Smith. Oh my god. Oh my god, Michael Smith. Michael Smith is my brother. What up, my dog? Working late. Needed the soothing sounds of Mr. E and sexual chocolate. That is what's up. That is what's up. Yeah, Peter Sharon. I don't know what's going on. I'm not sure what you're referring to. Okay, I'm sorry. I shouldn't be doing this in public. I'll do this in email. Huh. I wonder what's going on. I don't know what. Oh, I think I know what's going on. I think he reached out to the wrong person. That's what's going on. Okay. That helps me out. Okay. And so I'm glad I didn't respond, because it would sound like I was being disingenuous. All right. 19 people watching. We're just all hanging out. I hope you guys are doing good. This is where I'm at so far. I've added some more lines to her. I like this drawing. Oh, I see. Elliot's talking off to the side. That's why I can't hear him. LOL. Is that really? Can you guys really not hear me? Gee whiz. That's odd. That's certainly odd. Pencil for Life says, "Hey guys, right on. All right, we got 19 people. Peter Mike says, Hikaru, I think Ethan, okay, guys, I don't, see through bra. A bit low. Really? I raised the volume up. If I'm, man, this microphone sucks. This microphone right here sucks. I sound lower than usual right now even. Hold on, man, that doesn't make any sense. I got my volume on my Snowball raised to the tippy top. It is. I'm going to read what you just said, Eric, the way you wrote it. It is a better now. It isn't a better now. Art with the Mars says, I can hear you just fine, homie. And then Hikaru says, just yell into it and you're golden. Peter Mike says, I do talk a little low. I do talk. You know why? Because I like listening to, like, I used to listen to Art Bell and those guys on late night radio. Turn up the gain on the mic. Are you using OBS? Yeah. Where's the gain? I got the volume up. Where the gain at? Where would I do that at? Is it under properties? Is it under filters? Where would it be? Where would it be? Who said that? Who said that about the gain? Pencil for Life. Where's the gain at? All right. My volume is at 35%. Slacker High. It's a me, a Mario. Anyway, listen, guys. See right here. This is what I'm talking about. Working on YouTube is tough because I'm reading chats. Michael says, "Yo, I ain't letting you out of coming up to see me, brother." So here's the thing, Mike. First weekend, NYCC. Second weekend, I can go. Third weekend is Tara's birthday, so you gotta do what you gotta do, brother. By the way, she said congratulations. She's very excited for you. I don't know if you want me to talk about your private business here. Opening my OBS now. 1 sec, says Pencil for Life. See how I just sang that to you guys? See, that's how you know I'm a qualified. I haven't trained or anything like that, but I have like a special gift for broadcast because I can sing to you my message. Just saying. Who else can sing it to you? Who else sings it to you, baby? I'm not talking about just singing. I'm talking about I sing my song to you. You need a second in command to read super chats. Ethan was in the auction, so he might had come here to chat. I don't know what you guys are talking about. He was here. Hikaru says shrugs. Might be my mixer. I don't know, man. I'm getting nervous because I keep wondering, am I talking too low? Am I this? Am I that? Who's afraid of the big black bat? Blankenship. What did you work on, Blankenship? I don't know. I don't know where I'm going, but I sure know where I've been. Living on the promises down to yesterday. I think that's what he's saying. I don't know. I don't even know the words to that song. 'Cause I made up my mind. You're 5x5, bro. What? 5x5. Double jumpers. I don't remember that. Colors. Oh, maybe that's what it is. Amar says, I sing a bit, but not on camera yet. I am not a star like you, dude. What does that got to do with anything? Pencil Fly says, so you have your mic turned up in the sound section of Windows and on the mic auxiliary on OBS. Is that under settings? You gonna mess me up here, man? Are you gonna mess me up? I don't have, is it output? don't see it, brother. I don't see it, brother. I don't see it. Slacker Hot says, what you working on, Elliot? I'm inking. Do you guys want me to put the ink? I'm probably not as interesting as my art. Thanks a lot, y'all. Whatevs. I'm inking this angel. One of my angels. You're my angel. Jerkmonger says, sing it loud. I ain't wasting no more time here. I go again. Oh, here I go again. I ain't wasting no more time. Here I go again. Here I go again. Let's see. Here I go again. Hold on. Boom. Thumbs up, CC. Thumbs up. Thank you so much. Very, very cool. I feel like is that what you owe me for real? That seems like a lot. But I appreciate it though. Ain't gonna lie, I appreciate it. Amar says if you have the device as part of your scene, you can just open the settings and that item to edit. Okay, maybe I can do that then. Maybe that's what it is. Let's go into Snowball. Snowball, snowball, spinning around. Da ba da dee ba da. Snowball now. It doesn't do anything. All I get is I just get to pick the device. There's nothing to edit. Maybe it's editing here. No, nothing. Now we 40 years old. 40 plus. Yeah, now we 40 plus years old. What are you talking about, CC? Dr. Wright, hey, what's up, man? I like the rotating images. Yeah, that's cool. Amar says, I use Streamlabs OBS, the UI and experience. I don't use Streamlabs OBS because I don't think it's available for Apple. Do you understand how frustrating Apple computers are? Do you understand? What I need is for someone to build me like a dope PC machine. And I'm talking like super dope. I mean, like you jump back and you smack somebody's mama dope. I'm just saying. Pencil Life says, forget about it tonight. Call me in the morning. Don't call me angel of the morning. Is that what she says? I don't think that's a song. Amar says, yes, I have using them since the late 80s. What are you talking about? The songs we're singing, Whitesnake, Aerosmith, etc. You know why, CC? Because over the weekend when I was coming back from Orlando, I put on Amazon Prime in my car and I was listening to a station, it was Whitesnake station. And I was like, oh man, they got Motley Crue, girls. I was like, what am I listening to? It was 1987 all over again. And I'm back in Tampa for the first time and I'm visiting. I'm like, oh my gosh. There's all these cool music. I've only heard these things. Back in New York when I was growing up, there was I didn't get to ask you. Do you guys want me to put the camera on my art? Is that better? Sometimes Mike just talks to you guys. Do you guys like just talking to me? I don't know. Why would CC hold for moderation? I don't understand what YT sees. You know what I think it is? I think when you put my name, well, Jerkmonger, it's detecting Jerkmonger as like a derogatory term. It kind of reminds me of what happened to me on Twitch. Same thing happened to me over there. That's why I couldn't type in my name as Jerkmonger. I could only be known as JRK Monger. I literally had to change the spelling. How stupid is that? How stupid? I mean, by stupid, I mean full enunciation. Stupid. William Blackenship says, seeing the art is cool, but I'm working on something, so the talking is more content. Oh, okay, I got you. What's wrong with what's wrong? Whitesnake, Aerosmith? Nothing's wrong, Peter Mike. I love those, but I'm just saying I was having a flashback. I was trying to be animated about my flashback. Just trying to tell you. Stupid, says Kentron Yet. I used to know a girl, her name was Erica. Mike is in the chat, he'll know. I used to tell the story all the time. She used to say, "I Elliot, you so stupid." She was from the Bronx, Puerto Rican as well, and that was how she would address me. You so stupid. Okay, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know where I'm. Peter Mike says, Jerkmonger, I don't think so. First message hold for moderation, but many of them before using your name. I don't know. Maybe somebody else is bringing them on. I don't know. I don't know. I just know that there was nothing that CC said that was wrong. I don't know. The songs we're singing. Slacker High says, if you two are interested in owning your own personal Jerkmonger featured art commission for pricing and info, contact thelabcomics@gmail.com. Hoagie smoke, Slacker High. That is so kind of you. And Andy would appreciate that as well. Yeah, we are, like I said. So Andy's going to start a YouTube channel soon. He's going to be doing something different, though. A lot of it's going to be a variety. So we're trying to really branch out. We've been talking a lot about what we want to do, how we want to do our show and our channels. You know, it's just trying to find our place in this digital environment and trying to give our information out to as wide an audience as possible. You know, so today I was having a good time just talking to people about anything, and I'm thinking, you know what? I want to talk about children's books. I actually want to write. I have children's books I've been planning to write for a while. Amar says, building a PC is easy. You just need quality parts and the time. You can knock it out in less than a day. Amar, I've been using Apple for over 20 years. I have no idea about anything with a PC except for my mobile studio, and I hate it. Peter Mike says, Elliot, I was following my own message. I wasn't saying that you had a problem with it, but YT, that is... No, I know. I got you. I wasn't... No, I don't... No, Peter Mike, we're good, man. Don't worry about that. Kentron Yat says, art with Amar B. Yup, I've done it, and I'm not too bright. Well, to be honest, most of my concern has been the cash flows. Listen, guys, I don't know if you know this or not, but I don't have a lot of money. We live a really modest life these days. And I'd rather do that to some degree to teach my kids how to be content with what they have. Because you know what? There's going to come a time. There's going to come a time where we're not going to have much. Not most Americans. So we need to be prepared for that. Peter Mike says, CC, they hold moderation the most innocent messages that you could imagine. Thanks for the heads up, Peter Mike. Dumb by YouTube, yeah. If you have taken apart a radio like most boys did as a child, you can do it. You know what I did, Amar? You know how I took apart a radio? With a hammer. I didn't do it so with such finesse, I must say. CC says, Jerkmonger, 1987 was a great music year. And on another note, saw the Rolling Stones last night. She's a Rainbow was the fan vote epic. Wow. Smashing it. LOL. It was a great year for movies too. Oh, it was a great year for movies. I'm definitely... You know what I need to do? I know what I need to do. I really shouldn't do this now, but no, I'm not going to do it right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move the camera. Do you guys want to... Do the rest of you want to see what I'm drawing? I don't even know who's in here. Do I even have people in my chat right now? Am I even broadcasting to anyone? Drawing with a Jerkmonger. 18 people. I don't know. Do you guys really want to see art? It's late. It's a little late. It's a little late, you know? It's a little late for some people. It's okay. It's a little late. It's a little late. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. Oh, no. Don't do it. Have you drawn any pages for DOOMKICKER? No, I'm still wrapping up a few loose ends. I mean, the pages that I have in the campaign are official art now, but the ones I showed in the campaign, but I have to pay because I don't have that money yet, and I got some bills coming up like tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow, like Monday and just passed. So I have to focus a little bit on that for a little bit more. And then I'm back to action. My girlie wants to see the drawing. Oh, I don't know, Mike. This is kind of weird. Let's see the angels. Let's see the angels. Don't call me angel. Hold on, everybody. Getting all kinds of jibber jabber. Yeah, at Jerkmonger. Let's see the angels. How come your thing's not showing up as a word? Oh, because you called me monger. That doesn't make any sense. Oh, you Jerkmonger. Okay, here we go. This is what I got so far. She's like in the water. She's got wings. You see the wings? See the wings? Wings. You got that? You see that? Is that better? Can you feel it? They do. Can you feel it? They do. Can you feel it? Da. Dun 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 dun. When you look around, I try my thing. Oh, Tanya. Youch, dang, Elliot. Hefty, says Slacker High. Sese, says Peter Mike. Amar, straight 90s pinup style. Is it really straight 90s pinup style? I don't think it's 90s. I'm really not trying to draw 90s. This is an angel, man. Listen. This is for mature readers only. CC says $100 confirmed. I'm not even done with it yet. I'm still inking. I guess you guys can auction. It was only 18 people in here. CC's gonna win it anyway. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Da, ja. The most I ever drew pinup and art was in jail because know your audience. Well, listen. I am really working on the female form. So a lot of this is really the art book is really, can I just be honest with you guys? The art book is actually an excuse for practicing women art, female form. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the study of the female form and then I'm using it I'm giving it a theme, like angels, Valkyries. I'm working on some other work as well with Andy, and what we're doing there is we're creating like monsters. I'm focusing on Beauty and the Beast stuff. And to be honest, one of the challenges I have is I spend so much time drawing like burly men. Doesn't sound good. This is not going to sound good, right? But when I was growing up, I was just drawing superhero guys. So my ability, if you will, to draw the ladies, is very minimal. I don't do it very well. So I really get to the point where I'm doing like, Alex Ross level stuff, if that makes sense. And I feel like this is kind of the beginning of that. I've been studying female form for years too, says Kentron. Yeah, well, there's that. But I mean, specifically, what makes something look like something, Why did the breasts fall the way they do? And for that matter, I'm starting to look at the male form a little differently as well. But it is what it is. I want to try something here. I'm going to ink the way I see Mike ink sometimes. I'm going to throw this down. Oh, snap. I had the same issue, then got lots of practice drawing hot women in the joint. Figure I might as well capitalize on it. Blankenship, I know you from somewhere. Oh, wait a minute. Was there a book? Wait a minute. Was there a book you were working on with a guy that kind of looks like a mask? What was that guy's name? Maybe I'm thinking about somebody else. Need and art and karaoke variety show, but it may have be have to be on a platform where you can sing other people's music without getting punished. I don't care. I'm not gonna get in trouble for nothing. I don't care about that. I don't need to sing. My mom thinks I need to sing. My mom's always told me you should sing when you draw in the conventions. Like, well, Mom, why? Unless you sing so well. Slacker High says, I want to study the female form too. $125 confirmed. Oh, man. She said, yeah, Jerkmonger, I hear you. All my women look like Jim Lee ladies, which ain't bad. Guys like Bob Layton, you draw a great mirror. Guys like, oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, well, thank you, man. Thank you very much. Well, I'll be honest with you. I mean, I think I'm doing a pretty good job now. I just feel like I need to tighten it up a bit. I need to. There's sometimes. Okay, so part of the problem for me is there are times when I'm drawing the female form or women's faces, for that matter, and they look a little bit too close to each other, like too much the same. What do you call it? So when I'm trying to do, or that's not true. They don't look the same. I'm sorry, I wasn't thinking right. Sometimes when I draw women, I draw them. Every time I draw a woman, if I draw the same woman, she might look different every time I draw her. That's one of the reasons why I tend to lean on. I almost spilled my water everywhere. I tend to lean on cartoon styles for women because you can kind of center the design. It's like when you look at Ivan Reis, for example, he draws all his women the same, and I really feel that, not because it has to be the case, but if I'm drawing Wonder Woman, I want her to look the same every time I draw her. So it's really a matter of style and practice. Okay, I'm going to stop using the nib because I'm just doing a scratchy style. I don't care for it. Uh-oh, here comes the Jim Lee rant, says Kentron. Yeah, I'm not crazy about Jim Lee, but that's all right. I mean, I really respect Jim Lee. Don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted, homie. Don't get it twisted. Hold on. No, I really, and I still, you know what? I still get pumped up when I see his work. I don't dismiss it. I'm just saying that it's not working for me as well. Oh, this is where those other ones were. Huh. Yeah. So, when I see what he's doing, it doesn't flow for me like it used to. And I really want to kind of change my direction of how I handle some of this art, right? I should put on my glasses. I really should. Where are my glasses? Where are my glasses? Where are my glasses? I don't know where my glasses are. I find it hard to draw rail thin women unless I am looking at it. Yeah, that is true. Let me see. Where can I? Let's just use this. Gee whiz. Need a rescue. Looking for love, sweet charity. Yeah, most of the time, artists draw what they're most familiar with, and I can see Mike drawing his wife. I can see that that's the case. I'm trying to take off some of this extra ink here. I really want this to be nice. Let's see. I have to have the hips and thighs, but it's a reflection of my childhood and my women I tend to liken to. I have a problem. I tend to draw women very broad up on their shoulders. That's what I tend to do. But it's funny because I think it's just I find I still like, I'm not crazy about women bodybuilders, but there's a couple of them that I follow on Instagram for the very purpose of understanding their muscles and I'm impressed. Like, this is one. She's like a bodybuilder. She's like, she's not like ripped, but she's bulky. I'm like, wow, man, how does she do that? I was always under the impression that we were different enough, but she's got a very masculine physique, even though she looks very attractive. So those are some of the things I like to try to figure out. See, this brush is not working because this is a good brush, or it was, but now it doesn't stay thin enough. I don't want to ruin this. One, two, three, baby, you and me, girl. All right, I'm gonna fix this in a second. I added too much. This brush gets too full too fast. All right, so to fix it right, baby, we can do it. Take your time, do it right. I'm gonna use my jelly roll. Use it right now. You're back, CC. You didn't miss much. Actually, I'm going to use my brush. Brochéalo, mijo. Brochéalo, mijo. Estamos aquí. Mira, estoy aquí. Peter Mine, he said, Kentron, yeah, they pushed me in whatever company. It was that women working, they feel harassed by people looking at them, and they ended up marking a rule that you can only look at another person for 5 seconds. I have no idea what you're talking about. I've been in a hibernation. I've been away from the man for too long. Dang it. I've ruined this. And I'm not going to I'm going to keep it that way. I'm going to do something else to this. Okay, I can't use this. I need to use my brush. I'll use this one. I have a Winsor Newton Series 7-0, an OT. Ow, 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 ow. Boom, 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 boom. I see you and you see me. I see you and you see me. All right, that works. All right. Critias, este hombre no duerme, mijo. Mira, este hombre no duerme. Ay, miro, pero miro para allá. Mira para allá. Miro. Well, aquí sí miro. Pero mira para allá. I can't say it right, Critias. I can't say it. You know, I wonder if I should just ink with this. Let's try that. You ever try inking with a zero brush? I wonder if it works well. Oh, that's nice. Oh, I love working with the brush. I love it. No speak Spanish, says Critias. Slacker High says, payday today. Have some extra. Treat yourself or a loved one with Elliot's upcoming book, DOOMKICKER, on INDIEGOGO. Back it now on INDIEGOGO. So, anyway. What becomes of the broken-hearted who have love that's now departed? I know I've got to find some kind of peace of mind, baby. All right, so anyways, zero brush kills me. Can we see what you're working on? Okay, I'll tell you what. Hold on, let me oh, I love that. my gosh, I love it. Oh my god, I love it. Oh my god. Oh my god. I have cousins that talk that way. Oh my god. Gee whiz, what's wrong with you? Why are you talking like that? Alright. Listen, let me tell you something, Critias. You shut your mouth right now. You shut your mouth right now. You don't ever, never ever. Hold on. Hold, please. I need to freshen up. I need to freshen up. All right, hold on. Here we go. I need to get my gooseneck. My gooseneck. This is a gooseneck. You see how I have it curved a certain way? All right, here we go. Peter Charon. Ever. Hey, I need to chat with you. I think you sent me a message, and I think you have the wrong person. You didn't buy something from me, I think. So check it. Check your records, please. Please, my friend. Please, my friend. All right. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna move this camera. Are you off Twitch for the time being? You know what it is? Is that it's easier to broadcast to one than it is to broadcast to 2 or 3 at one time. So yeah, kinda. But I don't want to abandon it necessarily. I was just starting to cook over there, but it's a little bit, part of it is I didn't have much of an audience paying attention to anything I was doing. So let me just do this real quick. That's not going to work. Here we go. Let's see. Pens also trigger the YouTube moderation. They are paranoid. Pens? What are you talking about, pens? What am I drawing? Who's that, Elliot? Critias. Be still. Be still, Critias. Be still. This is one of my angels from my book. Talk about Copic? Really? That's a thing? People get upset about Copic? I mean, YouTube does? That's weird. All right, I'm going to keep going with the hair with the nib. I think the nib is fun because it gives the lines a bit of a crisp line, a crisp edge. And I can kind of... I like this a lot. What I don't want to do is... That's boring and lame. That's why I like the way Mike does it. He really dives deep and does it well. It's an angel monger, says Slacker High. Whoa. Whoa. She's supposed to be like, her hair is supposed to be wet, but I kept messing with it, so this looks curly. CC says Jerkmonger still 100 confirmed. I think somebody offered me more, CC. Let's see. So the pencil of this on Instagram is going to look amazing when inked, says Peter. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. I hope so. For my sake. And by the way, it's also good to note that I'm a fan of Norse mythology. I may not be as knowledgeable about some of it, but Thor was always one of my favorite characters in Marvel Comics, and I also fell in love with the mythology of the real Thor. Well, not the real Thor, the real mythological Thor, the redheaded version. My dad, when I was a kid, bought me a book on Norse mythology, and I was like messed up forever. I hate drawing hair. I know, me too. Elliot always does sexy and cute ladies. Thank you, Mike. Peter, Mike. Slacker says, tiene cabello chino. Que sí, queridos. Oye, pero mira para allá. Oye, pero mira para allá. Mira, no me diga eso. Alright. I'm clearly messing with a stereotype. But stereotype because stereo means all over the place. Just got to make a frame. Wow, I did figure out how to do the cam and screen share at the same time, thanks to you in OBS. Did you? What? I don't really know what you were just saying. Looking for love, sweet charity. It always cracks me up when all these like long hair guys from the 80s were singing ballads. And it had those like little guitar things, When a guy who I know is, well, I don't know, but it seems like it's pervasive in their culture. And they're all about chasing all these women all the time, and they're worried about sweet charity from love. Are you serious? Oh, that's a good song too, Slacker High. Los pantalones, says Rodwell. Yo tengo el gato, los pantalones. I have the cat, the pants. I remember there was an animation called The Amazing Screw-On Head based on Mike Mignola's work. And the villain character, he says he was stupid. He said, "Ooh, I think I soiled my pantaloons." It always cracks me up when I hear that. I think he says soiled. I don't remember. I did a lot of hair back in the 90s for fashion shows. Feet is harder than hair, but it depends on the level of detail you are trying to get in the hair. Realistic hair can take time because of the bouncing light and the hair color changes. I don't know what you're talking about. That sounds like jibber jabber. A bunch of jibber jabber. Why would you say such things to me? Why would you say such things to me? Okay, let's see. Here we go. 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 DMC and DJ run dum diddy dum diddy diddy dum dum dum. Guys, don't put stuff in my chat that could get me in trouble. That would be dumb. I'm not interested in all that. I don't want no trouble. I don't want no trouble with tribbles. You know, the downside to this whole thing with Hangouts and YouTube kind of disconnecting there is, like, if I'm live streaming now, I'm live streaming from OBS. Well, I guess I can do it, but it's a pain to find the thing, and I gotta find the one shot like Mike does. He puts in the other people, and everybody's talking, and blah 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 blah. It's just annoying. Jerkmonger, just using our slang. Sorry for any problems. Sorry, Ellie, just a test, not actually talking about something like that. Well, what are we testing? Why are you guys testing? Let me test it. PMMM. It might let you go through as a mod. What? What are you talking about? What kind of crazy madness could possibly have infected your thoughts this way? All right. Okay. All right. Don't get mad. Don't get mad here. Don't get mad. All right, so far this is looking pretty cool, right? I'm digging it. I'm digging it. It's hard to go. You don't want to go against the grain with these nibs. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not wise. It's not wise. It's not wise. Why would you do that? Or as Antonio Banderas said, why do we have to do things the hard way? Well, I don't mind you guys testing it out. Just be careful you don't get me messed up. Remember what happened to me last time? I was gone for 90 days. You guys want me to be gone for 90 days again? Is that what you want? Oh, for crying out loud. Is there not enough ink there? What's going on? I was watching Mark Morales on Instagram. Man, he was killing it with a crow quill, Hunt 102 crow quill. I see Mike do weird stuff sometimes. I'm always inclined to try it, but I think I'm at the point where this nib is a little bit maybe ready to replace, because I think I've beat it up quite a bit. Oops, sorry, camera movement. But it's okay. It's all how I plan to use it, that's all. I should also clean my nib off because I'm using ink that's getting older and older. It's starting to cake, and when it dries and it cakes, it gets weird. What now? So you guys are okay. So when we were NYNJ folks say all right, I'll do it, instead it comes out all right, I'll do it. Oh yeah. Well, that's how I say all right, all right, all right. Is that a New York thing, really? I don't remember that way. I don't remember how I used to talk. I think living in Tampa has really affected my speech pattern. Here's something gross. When I open a blank tab in Firefox, there's an article about Black Widow mating habits. What? What do I want to read about that? See, normally I would do that with my Pentel Pocket brush pen. gives me a really nice line, but I'm trying it here. I'm not as happy with this line right now. But again, it might be that my nib is a little tore up from the flow up. See, I'm not even getting a lot of ink flow, and this ink is pretty fluid. So it's not the ink, not that the ink is too thick. It's that I'm having a hard time with this thing. Well, laptop dying. Too lazy to get the plug. Peace out. Peace out, crit. Yeah. Back in the days when I was a teenager, before I had status and before I had a pager. Listening to hip hop, my daddy used to say it reminded him of bebop. I said, now daddy, don't you know that things go in cycles? Nos vemos, queridos, says Pablo Romero. I already crashed. Get back in here. See, also, whenever I pause, if there's not enough ink on the nib, then that ink starts to dry up really fast, which is good about the ink, but I can't even look up to the chat. I gotta start cleaning it right away. So sometimes I clean it and it's just still a good amount of ink in there, but I need to clean it anyway. Mortal V says, Critias doesn't love you enough, Elliot, to summon the strength to get that plug and recharge his means of communicating to you. That's true. That's true, Critias. You know, I'm a little hurt, man. I ain't gonna lie. Critias, are you gonna be at the con this weekend? I don't suppose you will be, but why would you? It's just me. I just add a little water to my cleaning opportunity here, so that I could get the most out. I keep shaking the camera for crying out loud. Critias likes aliens, right? Is that what it is? Looking for love, sweet charity. Okay, I'm gonna dip it in white now. No have to carry on. I made up my mind. Do. She said, Jerkmonger, but if you use microns, you could pay attention to your chat. Just kidding. Yeah, but you know, I don't mind I love my microns, to be honest. It's just I really want to get better. There's some genuine benefits to using these tools that I've ignored for so long because it was easier just like I'm actually not good with pens, with microns, as it were, like the way people use them, try to ink with them. I don't ink very well with them. I don't like just drawing thin and thicks. I prefer that's why I like the brush so much, because the brush gives me the thick and thin from the way that you handle the tool. The Altered Beast Werewolf is going to be a character in the Sega mobile game I tweeted out to John earlier in the day. Rise from your grave. Rise. What game is that? Oh, I see what you're saying. They're making a mobile game? This stream is bringing back the childhood memories, like getting beat for asking my dad if David Coverdale was the guy from Led Zeppelin. I don't remember. Who's David Coverdale? Who that is? And also, this nib is getting, the ink is caking up. Fierce! I also have this thing open too much. Alright, let's switch tools real quick. Back to my workhorse. This is the Beast of the East. Beast from the East. This thing's awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and just ink stuff like this. It's so sweet. Boom. See? See? Okay, so right there though, I need the white out, not the white out, the Copic white for this. I need to interrupt this. Come on now. Here we go. It just turned into a hatch mark instead. Now I gotta clean the nib again. Always gotta be clean up this nib. Always gotta be clean up this nib. I'm saying it now. There's going to be a bid war for this piece. You think so? That'd be great. I could use the money. Lord knows. Altered Beast is an arcade game from the late. I remember that. You're a guy from the Zeus. You're a guy that Zeus. Yeah, I remember the game, but I'm wondering what you mean by the wolf is going to be available in the mobile game. Who's a pretty lady there, Elliot? Asking for research purposes. This is one of the angel characters that I'm putting into my art book. Valkyries and Angels. You really don't want to press. My problem is I'm still pressing too hard with my tool. Whenever I try to ink something with a nib, I still feel like I'm trying to use my brush the same way. Cece says, I'm just playing. You do great brush work, but part of why I buy your art, I can't do that. Fingers crossed yet. This soups piece I got from you had so much texture. Can't get that from a micron. No, you really can't. But I mean, you can get similar lines. It depends, I don't know. I wouldn't sweat it too much, man. All right, so I'm just gonna. Normally, I would pick this up and just hold it and up and look it back and forth, see if it's doing what I want it to do. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna ink this a little bit here, and I'm gonna ink this here. So now. See, I'm still overworking that line, but because it's this tool is so soft and flexible, I mean, it's a great brush. See what I'm saying? Boom. Boom, that's it. So while I do enjoy nibs, I will always come back to my brushes. And this one in particular is pretty great. See, but the downside is this stuff. I don't mind doing this, but it does kind of take up a lot of time to get it done. All right. Let me keep going here. I'm trying to read the chat again. Thanks, brother. We'll take it to heart. Love the texture building. Just need more practice. Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, there's a lot of ways you can use tools like the micron pen to really get you going what you want, but often it's just you got to use the certain size. I think my favorite micron size is number 2. I'm very sure of that. Number 2, I feel like it's larger than was it 0.5 whatever 0.05. But it's also it's also, what do you call it? It's not as bold as a 3. And the reason why I like using it is because I can do a little thick and thinning with it. Here, I'll show you in a second. So I'm trying to see, I love this tool because the brush, now people tell me all the time, I hear it frequently enough, that I bought that brush, it didn't quite work. It's very possible that you picked up a broken one, but I guess I've had luck. I mean, I've had at least 2 or 3 that were consistently good brushes. And what I mean by good brushes, they still snap to a nice tight sharp point, so I can do little lines like that. Here, look, watch this. I'm gonna do a little, that feathering works really good in this case. All right. There we go. Okay. I don't know if this is great here. Jerkmonger, the 2 is never in the 3-pack and on sale at Michael's, LOL, so I use 3 a lot, but I get what you mean. Yeah, you know, the 3 it's a great tool also. It's just bold enough that if I'm trying to do some detail work, the 3 gets a little unwieldy because you can't control that much of the size of the tool that well at that scale. So what I try to do is I use number 2 because the number 2 gives me a nice variety of line without, but also a tight weight, so that I'm not, killing myself. Here, I'm gonna do this. You guys really think this will do well in the auction or whatever? Kind of hope so. Kinda. All right, I'm using a 0 brush. I'm dipping it into my Copic white. I'm gonna clean this out a little bit. I need to do this better here. I like this brush. I forgot I had it. Elliot, do you have the number of that lady? Her sister number works too. Of this lady? Oh, gotcha. I see. I almost brought it out tonight, but I'm glad I didn't because I don't think it would have sold as well as it could later. All right, so I'm gonna use the white. I don't like what I did here as much. I'm not fond of this part of the illustration, so I'm going to get rid of some of this, and I'm going to get rid of some of this. It's not quite achieving what I had intended. And this is why sometimes I don't like using the nibs, because I don't have the control over it like I'd like to, and so I find myself fighting the art more than just if I had just accepted. Let me do this. Okay, let that dry. It's not perfect, but all right. Let's go back to the nib because I want to get back into finishing the hair up a bit. Because I still have a little bit of ways to go with this. Yeah, see, when the nib is clean, it allows that ink to flow so much better. Right? See what I mean? See what I mean? See what I mean? Know what I mean? Like for the wings, I definitely would use the brush. And even though the hair is organic, I want it to have a different texture than what I'm going to be giving her. Now what I could also do here, I don't know, I feel like I like this already as it is. I feel like we don't need to go that much further. Maybe and at this point, this is what I don't like about the pens. Sometimes I find myself just drawing the thick and thins, and I'm like, well, the thick and thin's supposed to work with the tool that you're using. So, all right, there you go. The bracelet is amazing. Thank you, Peter Mike. See, I would have been battling Junkyard Dunn, Dennis Peruch, Miggs, etc. for it, but I would have made a run. I would have made a run. Great feeling when you can own a piece of art in an artist's sketchbook. Oh, wait on. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm getting my Bob Ross voice. Well, it's because I'm starting to focus. I'm starting to focus on what I'm doing here. So you're gonna get more of like a what am I doing here? That kind of thing from me right now. But so what are we talking about? What are we talking about, y'all? What are we talking about, y'alls? What y'all saying? I don't know. That's how people talk sometimes here in Florida. I like it though. I find Florida very charming. Boom, 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 boom. I think I'm going to be getting an iPad soon. I think. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. CC, feeling proud when you own a piece of original art that is in your fave artist sketchbook. Oh, I see. When you, oh yeah. I hear you. You know, it's funny. I don't own a lot of original art. A lot of what I have was given to me as gifts, either from artists themselves or I have a couple of friends who are collectors that you're like, hey, you like this? I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll take that. So I've inherited a Wolverine drawn by Mike Perkins, which I love. I love Mike Perkins too. He's my a buddy here in Tampa. I own. It's funny because I've bought pieces from people that have sat next to me at cons before, like in Artist Alley, primarily because I just like the work, and I don't always remember who they are because I was just either sitting next to them or I was walking around Artist Alley, and if it's inexpensive enough, I'll pick it up. Okay, hold on a sec. Watch this. Watch this. Okay, there you go. I use Sketchpad Pro or Procreate, mostly Sketchpad Pro. What's Sketchpad Pro? You're digital, right? You should be able to beat Malin on D&Q. It says, oh, Slacker hides a black and ship. Motive says, no problem. Just look for Chester Busby and Pixel Trader on Twitter. Double Death Dealer Zero says, you just stopped in to say hi and bye. I'm going to bed. Thank you very much. Peace out. Be good. I was trying to say be good, and I fell all over the place. All right, so I'm not happy with this at all. I'm going to have to fix this white area again because it's bothering the tar out of me. All right. I'm also going to approach this a little differently. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it. All right. So, you know what I should have done? Yeah, I'll use this for that. Let's see. No, nothing. That was useless. I think when I'm, I don't know what it is. I'm not sure exactly. So I'm back to the brush again. See, this is what I mean. You can't always depend on what works for other people. Right here, I'm going to do this too. I'm going to lightly tone that down a bit. Actually, I just said the same thing twice. I'm going to try to tighten up this area here. Right, so I'm going to get rid of this hump here so it's a little more straightforward, and it is what it is. If you want to support the amazing art of Elliot Fernandez, why don't you back his next book? Boom! Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Back the incredible adventure of Doomkicker here. Jerkmonger, you're not sleepy, are you? Please don't draw a heart on her cheek. Oh, I'm not going to do that. But I am going to do something here. This is bothering me a bit. I didn't like this part here either. My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. All right, so I feel good about this overall. You know, it's taking its toll on me. It's taking its toll on me. I'm gonna go ahead and do some of that there. I gotta add some more white because some of this is not quite working. Sometimes when you're using these type of correction things like opaque white from Copic, you want to go over things a couple of times so you get a nice genuine coverage. Because right now I added some water to this so it could keep from drying, but unfortunately the water dilutes it as well. So, which is weird. I heard someone just talk about this recently, and I was like, I don't know. And now I'm on board again. Don't dilute. Oh, ink. Mike was saying don't dilute it with water. Use a lighter ink to dilute it. I'm like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's see. Elliot, you can get last year's iPad Pro 12.9 marked down $500 at B&H. What's B&H? Heck of a deal. B&H. What's B&H? You got me curious now. B&H. Welcome one, welcome all. I'm liking the boobage. I'm a simple man, says Egg Chen. Well, I appreciate that. So now, is this wet here? This is all drying. Okay. I can do a little bit of activity right here along the back of her arm. See, even that's a little weird. I gotta fix that too. So I'm gonna have to come back at this because I think that, well, that's okay. There you go. That works. That works. That's all the lines I need. This is the thing. And I need to teach. I need to get into. This is one of the things that's dangerous about Mike. I love Mike. But the problem is that sometimes these styles, when you're using tools like this, they're inviting you to add stuff you don't need to add. Like those couple of lines there, they do the work that all that extra shading things didn't do. And that's one of the reasons why I'm a big fan of guys like Chris Somney, fellows like him, because they're really performing at a level that is powerful if you're trying to learn how to do this on a budget. And what I mean by that is sometimes the way we have to do this work is so much involved. You need to come up with some shortcuts, kids. Come on. All right, so like this line right here is bugging me. This has been bugging me the whole time on her mouth. Right here. There we go. That's betterer. That's betterer. Okay, so I don't want to use a nib because I can't seem to control the flow. I believe it has everything to do with how messed up the nib might be by now. So I'm going to take out my Micron pen. This thing is pretty great. See, I use Microns. And I'm going to fix some of this. Right? And I think this is what you were trying to say. I think it was CC that's saying this. Okay. All right, draw a little line there. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Who's afraid of the big black bat? Maybe a smaller micron might be useful here, but you know, I don't really want to. I'm just gonna keep drawing. All right. See, like down here. I'm gonna just kind of add some more of these little guys down here. Little guys down here. See, I'm going to my southern drawl now. Down here. All right. So far, my angel's coming out nice. think I put too many lines, but that's okay. It's not too many lines necessarily. Yeah, that's cool. All right. She's cool there. I'm going to fix some of this too. I think I could fix it with this here. A jelly roll. Doesn't look like I can. Okay. Sometimes the ink won't let you do it. Likes to play hard to get. All right. Well, that's the thing, Peter Mike. Is this really a good angel? I don't know. Are angels all good? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what you'll say. See, now I'm just kind of, boom, adding some nice weighty lines here and there. Now here, I probably could get away with a bolder line as a shadow across her body, which looks nice. It looks real good there, Clark. Kentron Yad says, wasn't Satan an angel? That's very true. Contraproductive angel. Fallen one was the first angel. Yeah, you guys know your stuff. Okay. Well, let me do some stuff here. Boop 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 boo. Boop 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 boop. Are you guys getting excited for the holidays? I can't believe it's already August. I get pumped up for my birthday, not for my birthday, but because I know we're getting closer to October. Damn, Jerkmonger, might have to send you an iPad for this piece. You think so? Oh my gosh. Don't make me go Matt Weldon. Oh gosh, I don't know. I love Matt Weldon, man. Matt Weldon is a good dude, man. I don't know. I don't know him very well, but from my limited interactions with him, he's a very humble young man. And by young, I mean he's probably about closer to my age than I think, but he sounds young because he's got such a great outlook on everything. At least whenever I talk with him, so I'm impressed with that. Let's see. Don't call me angel in the morning, baby. Now I'm adding some. There we go. My birthday is in September. I hit the big 50. I can't believe it. I don't feel 50. I feel like I'm 90. Does Walmart have their Christmas stuff out yet? I don't know. I hope not. I mean, I'm ready for Halloween first. I get excited for Halloween. Halloween is, for me, a transitional point in the year where all of a sudden it's like it kickstarts the rest of the holidays. That's probably my first real excitement for it. But then, as I've gotten older in life, I've come to appreciate things like horror and the macabre, things that are, when I was younger were mostly taboo, but now I'm like, I appreciate them in a different way. isn't fear has a very interesting place in the way humans interact with their culture and the society. And I mean genuine terror. You know, there's something about it. Cece's Jerkmonger gotta paint the nails first to feel like Weldon. That's true. That's true. It's true. All right, so I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. Okay, so now this arm, which this arm would probably be best if it was just all black, to be honest. But I'm gonna try to make it work. Here we go. See what I did there? He say Chato. He say Chato. A Chato of what I'm doing. You celebrate All Saints Day? That's cool. That's cool, man. I don't celebrate holiday, but Halloween is my day. If I had children, I would get theatrical. It's the one day I can be myself. Kentron said, yes, paint your nails, Elliot. You'll be a hit at the Comic-Con. Yeah, right. There are a ton of people, good people around these parts. Edwin, Mike, Matt, Gritius, Gary, you. Solid, nice people. Thank you, Peter, Mike. Mike, I really appreciate that. Tangent warning. Tangent warning. Tangent warning. Yeah, I know. I have the arm really coming over here, but... So... Another add a little beef to this bottom line here. All right. I love that my local Heb has Day of the Dead stuff when that rolls around. Heb, Heb. I'm not sure what that is. I'm just hoping I can be busy enough and around the holidays to ignore that it's the holidays. Well, I hear you, man. I hear you. It's not for everybody. It's not for everybody, but it is for me. Boom. Shakalakey. Shakalako. Shakalego. Looking for love, sweet charity. Is she in a pool of water or a lake of fire? That's very interesting. That's very interesting. You should say that. I miss. All right. I have to come back. I have to let that dry first and I'll come back to it. Although that gray is not that bad there. It's a supermarket chain. Oh, okay. Sugar pie, honey bunch. You know that I love you. I can't help myself. I love you and nobody else. Dun, 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 dun. Sugar pie, honey bunch. Let's do this. Unfortunately, my label tape that I had on here to identify this as one of the main brushes I use it's starting to melt. Elliot singing to the angel. All right. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Okay. Now, I think my camera is blurring out on me. Advanced. Just take it off. All right, here we go. Okay. I keep looking at the wrong thing. I'm looking at the YouTube with a 30-second delay. See, what I'm doing here is I'm just kind of creating little texture pieces so that it does something different. CC, you and Peter might going to have joint custody. Tommy Sarkin, what's going on? All right, I got to get back to work. Have a great night, Elliot, and chat. Peace. Be cool, Egg Chen. Getting PBS on us. It reminds me of watching Channel 11, seeing old groups singing songs with the 50s and 60s. Channel 11, oh my gosh. Channel 11. Listen. I don't care. I like singing old songs. What's wrong with that? I can turn the gray skies blue. I can make it rain whatever I wanted to. Oh, I can build a castle from a single grain of sand. I can make a ship sail on dry land. Do 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 do. Do 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 do, chicka bone, do 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 do, chicka bone. I can turn back the hands of time. You're doing a commission, or what is this, nice lady? This is one of the angels in my upcoming art book that I'll be launching later in the fall. Do you guys know why I'm launching the art book? I should probably tell you all. So I don't know if this book that I'm doing is going to pay me enough money into the end of the year. In fact, I'm very sure it won't. I've already done most of the numbers. So what I'm trying to do is come up with an art book strategy. Maybe I can put out an art book. I don't know if it'll be popular enough. I don't know. I'm hoping this kind of art will encourage purchasers. So that I can, try to see if I can salvage the rest of the year and into the next year. I need enough money to cover December and January just to pay my bills. I'm not talking about Christmas presents or anything like that, just bill money. So I think I can do that if I launch a successful campaign. Will you have Otomo art in that book? No, because this is going to be about angels and Valkyries. This is a female. This is partly a part of a study on the female form, and I thought it'd be a cool thing to have. Have a theme and move forward with it. CC says, Jerkmonger, you missed the Channel 11. Bet you are in the hotel room by 11 p.m. at NYCC for Seinfeld. No, I don't. I haven't been to. I don't live in New York anymore. I live in Florida, and I was already here when Seinfeld was a thing. I don't like that line there at all. I don't like it. Don't like it. No, sir, don't like it. Grab some of this. I'm going to paint over this because I don't like it. Peter Marmon said, Jerkmonger, what if we make Ethan push you hard so you can gain another 40Ks in the campaign? I know things have been weird in that front because you and I know why, but I think Ethan feels bad about it. And I mean this with all sincerity. One of the things that I'm mostly excited about is that I really don't want to be a burden to anybody, man. I know that's going to sound silly, and maybe some of you guys might think that's weak or whatever. I don't really care, to be honest. I know, I know that sometimes I've been guilty of overstaying my welcome. And I hear it all the time. Like, I know people say you're supposed to invite yourself onto shows or, ask, hey, can I come on? But I've always felt uncomfortable with that. And I don't want to put somebody in a weird spot. So I'm not really kind of into that. Not into Seinfeld when you visit New York. I don't visit New York very often, CC. I visit during New York Comic Con, and I'm usually working all the time. I don't ever get a chance to genuinely enjoy. I haven't been to New York for fun at all in years. Almost everything. Like I'll go to New York, the show. I'll come back. I was staying with my uncle up in Rockland County, and then I would come right back to the show, and I'd go back. I mean, it was just I never actually had fun. So. But yeah, I mean, does that sound weird? I don't know. Maybe it is weird. I just feel like I don't want to be that guy. And there's nothing to. I don't want to make anybody do anything. That's another thing. I don't want that. I don't want anyone. I don't want Doug to do it. I don't want Ethan to do it. I don't want anybody to be like, oh, well, you're this, you're that. You got to do this. Like, no. Those guys have their channels. That's what they do. That's their livelihood, And I totally respect that. Totally, absolutely respect it. And it's really important that I build my audience, because that's the long-term plan. That's a long-term plan that I can live with. If this doesn't do well, to be honest, if it doesn't do well, I mean, I just won't do it. I've talked about that before with several people. I'm prepared to do what I got to do for my family. And these days there's a lot of unproductive stuff, and I'm just like, you know what, man? I don't want to be part of that problem. I don't want people to use me to weaponize me as something, and I don't want to create. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what happens when people are fighting. You get caught in the middle of that. So what I want to do is, I have friends, and I've been thinking about this for a long time. I really believe that the next dimension of what we're doing is the next dimension of what we're trying to do is we got to build ourselves into a sustainable business model. So you guys have heard me say things like this before. It's not crazy. I mean, when you're at and waiting for someone to put you on or this or that, what if they don't feel like it that day? What if they're not feeling good? What if they don't feel well, or they've had a tragedy in the family? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't live. That's not sustainable. And I had a great CEO one time I worked for, and he used to talk a lot about not just sustainable business models, but also repeatable business models. Things you could do that would genuinely move the needle and can be duplicated. So, I have an audience on Instagram. I have over 124,000 followers on Instagram. I really need to figure out how to mine that group. You know what I'm saying? Because I really think that for the benefit of everyone, if I can get more people in, and by in I mean through social media and crowdfunding, that makes the most sense to me. And lately we haven't been all aligned with a lot of stuff, and that's important to me. I think you have to be aligned, and make the right choices. Tommy says, letting people help you out is not a burden. People get to be good people when you let them help you out. It's good for the spirit and soul. Yeah, sure. But it also puts some people in awkward positions. And at this point, I'm more interested in doing what I got to do and keep it going. Jerkmonger, well, we're going to have fun this year at NYCC. We'll send you a DM invite. Absolutely, man. If you guys want to hang out, I mean, I'll be with Andy, but for sure, man, if there's a meetup or whatever, I'm down with that. I'm super excited about going to New York, man. That is still my home. I love Florida, and Florida has become my definitely, I love it for what it is as my home, but my hometown, my heart is in New York. So, and sometimes, I gotta be honest with you guys, sometimes the next dimension of things is also to just, you gotta take care of yourselves, man. And I think people would be less frustrated if people did things that they had to do, and you keep on cooking, you keep on moving, and you keep making moves for yourself and for your family, because these guys have their family and they're doing what they got to do for their family, and that's not always what works for all of us. Amar says, I hear you, but all the big social media influencers are collaborating all the time. I would not like it either, but if everyone eats, that is what is important. I think it is an age thing with us. Maybe. He says, but the kids are doing this social media thing really well. All the politics and other stuff needs to be removed. The audience is the most important. Yeah, I tend to agree with that. Doug made some interesting points the other day. He said some things that I thought were really powerful. Doug and I, we're really close. We don't always agree on everything, like contrary to what might be believed, but I really respect him regardless. And one thing he said was that there really isn't a way to get out of politics because people have politicized everything. I mean, this drawing right here is political. It's political because it's a hot female, and he made the point to say this is anti-feminist, and I see his point. That's not my intent. That's not what I was set out to do, was to offend someone, whatever. But offense is part of politics, which is why people find camps and tribes and they go at each other. So I guess in that regard, I'd rather be on my own team so that I can answer for myself. I don't want Doug to answer for me. I don't want Ethan to answer for me. I don't want Antonio to answer for me. I'm perfectly capable of handling my own business. I'm a grown man. In fact, if you'll excuse the French, I'm a grown-ass man. And I've been an art director, creative director. I've worked closely with management at all levels, including CEOs. I have had friends who are judges. I know a couple of politicians. And all the ones that matter have the same thing in mind. We gotta forge our own way. So for me, if I get caught up in all that, then what am I serving? Am I serving the customers? Possibly, but the customers are changing all the time. That's one of the things I think about Marvel and DC. I don't think that Marvel. I don't know. I can't believe that a bunch of old white guys up in some corporate office are like, we need to be more SJW. I don't think that's what they're thinking. I think they're listening to people who claim to be specialists. What is the other word? Experts on culture and demographics. You could go to a school and become a student of demographics, and all of a sudden you're, telling people what they should do with their business. And if a business is desperate enough, they'll listen. I know that for a fact. So So why did I say that? Because that customer exists and they may want to buy some stuff from me too. And I want to be able to understand what their needs are. But I also understand that they're sometimes super volatile and super dangerous. So, it's a very challenging sector. But I think that the better thing for me to do is just to kind of say, let me be about Jerkmonger. I have my own brand. And I care about my customers, as always. I've always cared, and I care regardless of who's friends with me or who's not friends with me. I'm going to keep on caring for my customers. I'm going to keep producing the best product and quality product I can produce and keep it rolling. And I can do that without being absorbed into a side or another. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Yeah, we'll see. I'm not there in the chat yet. Let me see. Peter Mike says, but everyone had the chance to take that bump except you, all because two men who are really successful had a tantrum against each other and you got caught in the crossfire, and it pisses me off. Because you are the most deserving of the bump or the less deserving person of this happening. It's life, man. Listen, Peter Mike, I appreciate that. I really do. I know it's going to sound corny. I really do believe in God. And I really do believe that everything happened for a reason. And I really believe that. I really trust God that he's got everything under control. And I feel like I'm willing to trust him. No, everything that's happening is happening under the sovereign will of God. And he's never failed me. So I'm going to trust him regardless of where this goes. So if I end up working at McDonald's, I'm going to trust him for that. Now, that doesn't seem likely, but I got to believe that's what I have to believe so I can make sense of so much of this insanity. Motovi says, John said similar things with doing graveyard shift too without relying on Ethan. I still want to nudge him every so often to see if Ethan approaches you instead of the other way around. Don't do that. Don't do that, because that's not fair to Ethan. That's not really fair to him. He's like I said, he's got his own thing. I never want to be somewhere where I'm not welcome. And I genuinely feel like, for a variety of reasons, maybe some people think because I'm aligned with this guy or that guy or this group or that group. Listen, man, I'm first and foremost, I'm a follower, student, ambassador of Jesus Christ. I'm not very good at it, by the way. I make a lot of mistakes. I say things I shouldn't say. I do things I shouldn't do. I'm telling you, I'm a dog. But God still loves me, so I can live with that. CC says, Jerkmonger, this is why I love following you. Passion, direction, talent equals happiness and prosperity. Yeah, man. I feel good, man, no matter what happens. That's why I don't want to. It's not right to pressure people. That was the whole point. That's the whole point of Comics Gate, whatever CG is supposed to be. I think it's changed, though. I think it has evolved. And I'm a little sad about that. I'm very sad about that, actually, because I really thought there was something here. But I think what we need to do is get back to our core value. And I don't think that's a Comicsgate thing. I had those core values before I ever approached Comicsgate. It's about doing the right thing with your customer. Now, I'm going to tell you guys this. The customer's always right, and I say this all the time, until the customer is wrong. Sometimes the customer doesn't know what he wants or she wants. That's the reality. So I'm serving you the best way I can with the product, and I'm using my expertise to try to come up with solutions that I think will meet your passions and needs, right? That's what I'm supposed to do. Slacker High says, and we'll help you grow your audience, and Ethan knows your talent. He called you the Jimi Hendrix of CG on his stream today. Well, I appreciate that. Blankenship says, this is not only artist stream I've tuned into since all the drama, and I tune in for the art and conversation. That says it all. Right on. Amar says, I think the number of people supporting you are more important than the number of following you. If 100,000 don't support you, but 1,000 does, then that is the most important. Yeah, but let me say this, Amar. A lot of people follow me for a variety of reasons that are not the ones I want. I don't want you to follow me because I'm part of a group. I've always made that very clear. You do me no favor. You do me no favor if you follow me, if you buy my products simply because I am a part of an agency or a group or a faction or whatever. That doesn't do anything for me. I'm not growing and learning what my customer wants if they're only supporting me because I'm part of a team. Like, I support the Yankees, for example. I love the Yankees. I don't even watch their games, by the way. I don't watch any sports. But I love the Yankees because I'm from the Bronx. That's kind of like a cultural thing. I love the Knicks. They're terrible. But I don't go after them like, oh, I don't fight for them. I don't do any of that stuff because that's not what I'm about. So I don't spend money with them because I'm not interested in that. If I knew you weren't interested, then I'd say, okay, that's what the whole point of crowdfunding is about. I offer up to you an idea. In some ways, you guys are kind of like partnering with me. In a way. I have this idea. I'm the creative guy. I'm the producer. Right? And then you guys are the consumer. What this does for me, in the past, I would create something and then I'd have to wait to see if I could get it funded. Now, I could use up all my time. I have this kind of debate with so many people sometimes, and I've heard great arguments on the other side, but I'm telling you, the best part of crowdfunding is that I can say, hey, I'm producing this product. Do you want to support me on it? Because if you don't support me on it, I don't want to waste my time. So I feel like the better thing here is for you to give me real feedback based on the product. Does it read well? Is it not written well? Okay. If it's not written well, then I'll do the right thing and hire a writer next time. Is the art good? No? Okay, then I'll change the art. But did you like the idea? It could, so there's different factors. That's the truth, right? Anyway. Do you have merch, stuff like t-shirts or hats that you can advertise your art and channel on? I'm working on that, KSSS. Definitely working on that. So to answer your question, Amara, yeah, I understand. I'd rather have 1,000 people, but I want 1,000 people who are going to support me properly, not because of politics. That doesn't do me any good. It just doesn't. Kentron, yeah, it says Peter might get affected. Brian Shearer too. It sure did. His campaign closed the same night all that blew up, and nobody showed up for his and Elliot's stream. Really sucked. Yeah, that's all right though. You know, me and Brian have a really good attitude about this stuff. We really are trying to make some good things happen. And there's nothing wrong with having slow growth. Would I like it to be? Would it have been awesome if I could get a $30,000 bump? Oh man, hell yeah. But that's not what happened, and I'm all right with that. I mean, I'm not all right with that in the one sense, but in another sense, I'm like, yeah, I see it as a market shift, and I have to accept it and move forward. There you go. Ken Trot, yeah, it says this is outrageous. Kaya says French is grown la asman, I believe. What? Grown ass man. Okay, CC says, Jerkmonger, I think you are developing a good base. Will serve you well in the future. We are having fun. It's passion, it's love. That's what I want. I want my community, my tribe to be about this. When I say tribe, I don't want you to be tribal. I want you to be here for the right reasons. Right? Moto V, wines, all right. I'll still keep pimping links to projects and places as long as the channel owner is fine with it. Yeah, man, listen, I don't mind you guys sharing me. And if you want to, listen, man, like I said, I don't want people to be pressured. Oh, you should, no. That's not healthy. That's not healthy. Tommy Sarkinen says, creating these sides is annoying. You're all good people doing great stuff. And as far as I see, helping each other without asking anything in return. Your art will keep your family fed. Oh, we'll see, man. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you guys. This past year, before Doug approached me to work with him on something, I was just about to go back to some kind of job. I almost made zero money in January, zero money in February. I got some help from some friends to float me, and I gotta be honest with you, man, it was difficult. It really is, man. So it's not that simple. I used to think that, but my family has to come first. Absolutely. Absolutely. And, my wife has needs. My children have needs. I mean, literal, I need to eat needs. But anyway. Kentron, wait. Peter Mike says, but you have to eat in the process. Yeah, I know. You don't fear that because you believe strongly, not being a jerk here. Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying, Peter Mike, but that's what I mean. Like, I'd rather go work somewhere else than deal with all this crazy. Because this is like a giant bag of cats. Kittens. Crazy cats. I don't know. Bag of angry cats. Kentra says, I backed you because of your art. Well, thanks. That's what I want. I hope that the story will be, I think it will. I know it will. I know it'll be good, but I know it will. Tommy says that you are a fabulous artist is a great bonus. I buy your book because I love your art. Thank you, Tommy. Slacker High says that's the important value. Trust the Lord first and foremost, and peace of mind always follows. That's been my experience since I've known him. Amen, Elliot. Thank you, Slacker. Art with Amar. I swear, if I get the resources, great artists like you who love their art, I will give you what you deserve, and it is not political. No, I appreciate that too, Amar, and I appreciate that. That's what I want. I want to foster that sort of sentiment in my community. That we would continue to be supportive and constructive, so that our critiques are to build, not to destroy. Now, I mean, there's going to be people that have opinions about my work, and that's perfectly fine. I may not like it. I may not agree with it. It may even piss me off, but at the end of the day, everyone's entitled to their opinion. But I know that if I'm going to last in this area of crowdfunding and comics, I've got to be happy with what I'm doing and where I'm going, regardless of who walks with me or doesn't. Marcia says, because you are good at what you do, I may never join groups, so I may never get the support I need unless it is just for the advancement of the craft. Well, there you go. You know what pisses me off, says Peter Mike, the most of this? That none of the duelists here are going to learn the lesson about the consequences for others. Yeah, well, that's true. Slacker says, I appreciate Brian as well. He has a great spirit. Yeah, he's a good believer too. He's my brother. CC says, Jerkmonger, we all have to have our own likes. Hey, I like Jerkmonger. I like Art. T-Bear. I like Malin. I like Doug. I like Blacklists. I like EVS. You have to love products and creators. Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't get this twisted, man. We're living in a time now. It wasn't always like this. You didn't always know about the creator when you bought their product before. Like, I don't know anything about the people who make Ivory soap, but I buy their soap because it's a good product. I like it. I like Dial hand soap. I don't know who makes it, but I like it. I miss the days when I would just read about, oh man, such and such made this book. I used to, like Mark Waid. I used to love Mark Waid. I can't now because what I know about him is very upsetting. But hey, you know what? He don't care about me. And that's what I'm talking about. Let's just keep moving it, man. The goalposts have to keep shifting. We need to keep moving forward. Not the goalposts, what do you call it? The chain, the yard line. Keep advancing until we get to our goal. Advancing with good product, quality service. Listen, I'm not that great at it, by the way. I suck at customers. I hate talking to people sometimes. You guys help me. This exercise here of me talking to a computer microphone while I'm reading you guys respond. It helps me, but I'm an introvert. When I get into play, my wife, we're going to this wedding, and she's like, "Don't be a jerk." I'm like, "What do you mean be a jerk?" Well, she's right. I could be a jerk because I get all clammed up. I don't want to hang out with nobody. I'd rather just be by myself. But that's not what I'm called to. I got work to do, and it means I got to be with people. But yeah, I want you to. So what I'm trying to say is that we live in a time now, and with social media, that this is part of it. You have to. I am engaging with you personally. I do hope in that case that you do like me enough to support me, but I would not want you to support me if I could not give you a proper product. I think that's a fair exchange for your money. INDIEGOGO says, honestly, you keep drawing babes and we'll take care of the rest. There you go. Peter Mike apparently agrees. Yeah, Brian is a good man too, with good spirit, as the comment says. Amar says, sorry to hear this. It is shameful to hear you have spent countless years mastering your craft. Lesser artists have done better, and sometimes it's not the skill of the artist, it is the story and mostly marketing. Yeah. Peter Mike says, and Malin, LOL, I forgot to mention him. Malin's a good person too, for sure. I like Malin a lot. I like him a lot. He could be a little coarse, but I think there's something not going on under that surface, and I'm willing to learn more about him and continue to be his friend. And I hope that regardless of whatever comes from all of this nonsense, that people who said that we could be friends will truly continue that as a practice, because it's unfortunate that there seems to be so much dissension and so much malcontent, and it's foolishness, to be perfectly frank. But at the same time, well, Malin's not wrong. Drama seems to drive sales, it seems, but I'd rather focus on positive drama. Let's put it that way. Drama could be, a lot of things are considered dramatic that are also vulgar. But then dramatic can also be blissful. I'd rather it's just a matter of where you put your focus on. CC says, Jerkmonger, LOL, so funny. Your wife says, don't be a jerkmonger at the wedding. That's true. So true. Like it says, my problem is I'm coarse and antisocial publicly, while actual clients always say I'm a dream to work with behind the scenes. I have no social contract, but I'm a good soldier on gigs. Yeah, that's cool, and I think, but that's what makes it hard for you, well, not for you. I mean, I don't know you, William, but I'm assuming this. I wonder, do you have a what? Are you utilizing social media? And if you're not strong in social settings, then you're going to have a difficult time with social media. So I don't always think it's about the art. It could affect you. But listen, man, but you don't need to be on social media to be successful. On that, I disagree with Malin sometimes, because I feel like the real test of your quality is really on the relationships that matter. Your clients, your family. Like my wife, I serve my wife and my children first. William says, I haven't always been a dream to work with, but I got tired of being a certain company's best kept secret. Peter Mike says, William Blankenship, anyway, what means today being antisocial? Don't spend your days tweeting 354 times. Don't take a picture for Instagram of every time you lunch, dine out. Oh, I'm terribly socially, says William. Yeah, there's a time and a place for everything. There's a right and a wrong way to love somebody. Yeah, man, I think at the end of the day, man, if you want, you can get better. If you don't want, it's okay. I grew up in New York City, where most of the people were angry all the time. And somehow it works out, It doesn't always have to be so critical. Yeah, I will tell you that I'm almost on the verge of dumping Twitter, but I do think it's an important tool. CC says, Jerkmonger, you are a humble soul. You do this connecting with fans like so few others. We, your fans, love you and will continue to support you. Thank you for all this. the new ride you are giving us. Yeah, listen, man, I appreciate it. And I'm certainly not interested in manipulating you at all. I don't want you to feel like, I'm trying to get you to do something or whatever. I'm going to try not to let that happen. Never say never, I guess. I could disappoint any of you quickly enough. But that is my goal. That is my goal, to keep it 100 as much as possible while I'm able to, and to care about you guys the best way possible. Also, let me say this, I think it's also healthy to have a decent separation. We shouldn't be, some of you guys don't know who I am. I can't wait to meet some of you, but it is what it is. CC had to moderate it, accept it. KS says, my opinion, says KSSS. I like watching you all interact on each other's channel. Not necessarily to sell your product, though. You do get to mention it. But I like hearing the conversation of friends. Yeah, that was the thing that drew me in the most at the beginning. I was like, these guys are... Well, part of it, too, is because I've been working in this dungeon I call my office. It's a great place. I'm very grateful to have it. But I've been alone here I was alone here for almost 2 years before I started interacting with everybody on YouTube. And, since then, I will say this, I've got some great friendships now that I never thought I would have. And I'm very blessed for that. And they're not all the people you think they would be. So, it's really, I don't know, we just got to put all the junk down and really get this stuff. I'm excited, man. Like, for me, what boosts my confidence and ego is not how many people that follow me necessarily, but the final act of convincing you that my product is stronger than my competition. And my competition, believe it or not, no matter what they say, is Marvel and DC. I know that they don't see me as competition, but that's all right. I'm going to open this up again just because I want to keep working on this. I'm stoked. I'm really stoked that I'm creating a product, and I'm considering making more products that I think these companies have abandoned. I'm like, no, man, I can't wait. I can't wait to show you guys what I'm working on. My new comic story that I'm cooking up on the side, on the DL. And you know who I like a lot too? I love listening to Mitch. That guy is the most thoughtful person. He's really given me some really interesting things to think about in some of his live streams. Like, he was just saying, like, just me telling you guys I don't want to manipulate you is in a way manipulative. Right? I'm been affected by Mitch Brittweiser. I'll tell you what, he's a lucky dude, man, to have a wife who can work with him on that stuff. That's awesome. That's a powerful thing, to be in line with your partner like that. Tommy. All right. Do you guys want to hear something? My next idea is not about Atomo. But let's just say Atomo might just make an appearance. Let's keep it like that. Kathy Stark says, use Twitter as a tool to grow business, not as a path to melodrama. It's up to each participant how they choose to use Twitter. Don't let Twitter use you. That's a fair statement. Elliot, are you never going to list a project of yours on IndieCron? Don't want to create drama with the question, but that would improve the reach of your projects. I will. My future projects, I will. I don't want to create drama either, and I don't know, and I don't think it matters right now. The campaign is what it is. I'm moving forward. Moreover, you're not gonna fart, are you? Tommy goes, what? That's funny. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure about that. I gotta talk to Doug a little bit about that. But look, guys, the temperature around here is warm, to say the least. I'd rather just keep doing it the way we did it. Like I said, man, look, not for nothing, man, but I pulled off a decent campaign for just doing it mostly. I mean, I got a lot of help from Mike, Doug, of course, having the show. But I'm the one pulling the chains on this one, trying to get it going, and not too shabby, man. It's possible. It's possible for you to do it in such a way where you're gonna, you know what I'd rather have? You know what? I tell you what. I would rather. I'm cleaning my nib. Gotta clean it. I would rather. Oops, keep shaking the camera. I'm really big on adding value to relationships. Like, what am I bringing to this relationship? And I want to be seen as an equal. I want to be seen as let me see here. Mike, weren't you saying you are an individual? I am an individual. But I'm saying when you connect with people, I mean, there's still partnerships in life. That's what I mean when I say I don't want to overstay my welcome. If I don't bring value to a person who's, doing something, I wanna have value in the way we interact. Because I don't want to interact with people who don't bring value to me. There's too many people out there who are trying to take credit, trying to tell you, oh, this and that. I mean, I've had a lot of those in my life. And they weren't bringing value to me. But they wanted to be around me a lot. And they wanted to take from what work I would put out. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you guys are talking about. Space Trucker from Mars. What's up, man? Do. Slacker High says Elliot is $800 away from 50K on DOOMKICKER. Let's get the word out and get him past that by Monday. Man, that'd be awesome. I was hoping to get it done by today. I thought I'd get to 50 this week. It's all right. I mean, it's all good. It's all good, dog. It's all good. Oh, I know what I want to do. I want to get white in here as well. Mike Smith says, I'm glad to call you brother and best friend. Yeah, man. I can say to all those who don't know you, 100% authentic human being. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate you, brother. Let's see. Back DOOMKICKER. Yeah, man. I appreciate that. We got so much to do, kids. So much to do. We got so much work to get done. All right. So my girl's looking good. Oh, man, I'm afraid to even touch the wings. I always suck at wings. God, I hate wings. But I'm trying to do angels. I like the idea, by the way. Well, I'm going to leave that out. Oops. We'll be adding Doomkicker for the next 5 image promotions I post to Twitter and Reddit and Minds. What is Minds? What is that? That sounds fascinating. Mike Smith, I love you, brother. You have blessed me so much in my life, man. So glad we're brothers. Dang it. Can't seem to get that to work right. Here we go. Boom! Boobs. Jerkmonger, says CC. It is funny that Mark Lamming led me to Mitch, Liz, to Mainland, to you, then to Bryce and White. EVS was parallel to Mike Miller, forgotten Art T. Bear, so happy to rediscover him, then to Kyung. Then Brian, then Doug, then Eric Weathers, I guess. Right on, man. Eric Weathers is a good kid, man. And check it out. Don't forget to check out Flying Fortress. Is that right? Flying Fortress. Over on Indiegogo. It is a heck of a project, I'll tell you what. Can you run a second campaign for Doomkicker like EVS did with Cyberfrog? Alas, I may not. It has something to do with I don't know. He kind of explained it. It's his business. I don't want to divulge things, but he's got some things working on in the background. So he's got some different things for the rest of us with normal campaigns. Obviously he's got a very successful one. We have to follow the normal rules, I believe. So, I can't. Well, let me say it this way. Actually, that's not true. I lie. I'm looking at what you just said. Well, Kentron, you can run a second campaign. However, you won't get paid for that campaign until you fulfill the one. So right now, it wouldn't make sense for me to run another campaign under my normal account. Andy's going to help me with my next campaign, this art book, with his. So that way, it's going to be, this art will be complete by the time I get to that book. So all we'll be doing is printing and shipping. So we won't need that much money, but hopefully the money I get from the campaign will take care of my needs. If that makes sense. Through those next couple months. So for me, everything now is a strategy. It's all strategy. It's all about, how do we go from here? As far as what I'm doing. Can't speak for everybody. Actually, I think everybody's thinking that way. That is some heavy hitters akin to the Image Days. Pull in Billy Tucci and Brian Polito, and wow, such talent. We are in awe. Thank you all. Well, thanks, CC. I appreciate that. I got you, says Kentron. Yeah. So yeah, if you want to do another campaign, you can. The only other way I know how to do it is to run it with someone else. Well, like Doug. I mean, he's doing Earthworm Jim, and I'm running Doomkicker. That makes sense. I think, and it's a good thing, by the way. They want you to make sure you fulfill, so you don't have people doing some weird stuff. Gary Shipman doesn't. Okay, Tommy. So what Gary is doing is he's using the store mode. Excuse me, I just hiccuped. He's using the store mode to run new products. So like I'm trying to figure out how to do an art of book, for example. My first thought, and you guys tell me, I have 32 people watching. My first thought is I can't afford to print it. So I'm thinking about running it as a product, as a perk that you would buy, but in PDF form. Would you guys what do you guys think about PDFs as alternative to print? Because the other thing is, we're not sophisticated enough yet, or I'm not at least, to figure out, for example, shipping to overseas. I saw someone comment on, I forget on what. Couldn't we figure out a way to do the print on demand in other countries? CC, sitting here. The more you work on this, Angel, the more I covet. No, don't do that. No. Too sexy, too sexy. I'm surprised how many games came out at around the same time. And in July, in general, as someone who worked in sales, July is a slow month. Well, that's true, right? So maybe, but part of the problem is there's we're running into a calendar problem, KSSS. So like one of the things I've been thinking about. So okay, one of the printers I was planning on using was what's that company? Print Ninja. The problem with Print Ninja is Print Ninja utilizes a Chinese source for their printing, so they get better pricing. Of course, you got to pay for shipping. The reason why I'm deciding not to go with Print Ninja, and not because of anything in particular, but because not like any kind of personal issue or anything, but because Print Ninja, if I'm planning to ship in February, what do you call it? If I'm planning to ship in February, I might run into Chinese New Year, which will cause delays in shipping anyway. So if I'm gonna, if I'd rather print somewhere here in the States, and I think Critias told me about a printer that I'm supposed to be looking up here sooner than later, somewhere here in Florida, where they can print for me, and if worst comes to worst, I can save some money just by driving to pick up. Mike Smith says, "Can't wait to see you. The kids will love you too. They already know who you is." Word, man. I can't wait, brother. I'm excited. Kentron, yes, can you do print on demand through Amazon and let them handle the shipping? I'm actually talking to a couple of people about that. I've been talking to Dr. Wright. He's got a lot of information about that, and I'm really eager to learn more about that because I think that's important. That's an important aspect of it. I just don't know how to do that yet. Like he shared some of it with me, and I was really lost. I was like, "What? What are you talking about?" So I'm not sure. Right. So okay. Back to what you were saying, Tommy. So Gary has the same store mode campaign, but he can add products. So anyway, you guys didn't answer my question. What do you guys think about print versus digital? Cece says, "Need please tangible print like Etsy. Maybe check out Ron Z at Mount Olympus. He does Patriotica. Kanan has worked for him. Patriotica. How can I miss how to pronounce that?" I don't know, man. That's the thing. It's not even about availability as it is pricing right now. I can't afford to. I literally can't afford it. That's one of the reasons why I didn't do a lot of stretch goals, was because I didn't know I was going to have enough money to cover. As it is, I still haven't totally. I mean, I've factored it in, but I haven't really thought much about it. The metal prints that I'm going to provide you guys, I'm going to pay for it. They're going to get done, but I got shipping. Shipping overseas is a pain in the proverbial, backside. It's a pain. I don't know how I'm going to get it done. I mean, I'm going to get it done, but it's going to be devastating when it comes down to that, to getting this product out to you guys. As some of you guys know, I charge a little more for shipping. Now, I said a little, and I'll tell you why I said a little. Because a little, PDFs would probably get stolen right quick, wouldn't they? Well, I don't know. I mean, you guys would buy them, and you'd be the only ones that get them. If it gets stolen, it's because you guys shared it. That's all. There's trade-off risk. If you put in PDF form, you can get it out more, but you also put yourself in the test that people will buy instead of pirating from buyers who share it. Yeah, well, I hear you. Jerkmonger says, Ron Z has been great. Product spot on. Maybe reach out to him. I don't know who that is. If you guys, I'm not gonna remember most of this conversation like verbatim. So if you guys do have great suggestions, I would appreciate it if you could like over on Twitter, since most of you guys are on Twitter, if you could send me a message and kind of lay out for me, for those of you who are giving me names, CC especially, share with me who those people are and what they do so I can know who I'm talking to, and then I can look into that. Shipping is a pain in the backside, or as you say in French, la pain in la boutique. Ooh la la. Yeah, man. So yeah, I'm trying to figure it out, and it's funny because a lot of people haven't been very. Part of it is because everyone's doing different things, but some people have not been very forthcoming about how they pulled this off. So there's still too much of me learning things alone. One of the things that Brian and I talk a lot about was how much we didn't know what we were doing. When we started, we're like, I don't know. So going back to okay, so you were asking me, I forgot who it was that was asking me about this. So one of the challenges I also have, one of the thoughts I had was creating, so calendar was an issue. So another thing I'm concerned about is not just when things ship, but also I think I was answering the question about July. Who was it that asked about July? Anyway, I forget who was asking about that July was a bad month. So yeah, July may be a bad month. The problem is this: we have to figure out a way to stagger these campaigns so that we can still make money throughout the year. Again, it's very possible that I shouldn't have done a 96-page book because it's going to monopolize so much of the year. So for me to, when Doomkicker wraps, when I'm done with my part, it very well may be November. I hope it won't, but it very well may be. So now I've got to figure out what else am I going to do? How am I going to get all this stuff out? And how am I going to be able to afford to do more? So July might be a bad month, but KSSS, there you go. January definitely is, and I didn't know about April. I didn't think about April, but the point I'm making is that, and then what's going to happen is some of us, like I did it because I was tired of waiting. I started it in June. I did well in the beginning. July was rough. So what I'm saying is that it's going to be a challenge regardless, because now I have to figure out, what do you call it? I have to figure out like regardless of who's campaigning, we all have to jump in. Anyway, I was telling you why I was freaking out. I was freaking out because I was trying to get the product put out. I thought I was going to get it done in February. That was the best time to do it. But one thing led to another. We couldn't do it, kept pushing it back, couldn't do it, and finally ended up in June. So I finally did it in June, not thinking how long it was going to take. And I really shouldn't have considered the 96 pages because it's going to, like I said, monopolize so much of my time. When I'm complete, I only have 2 months left, and those are not typically, November is not a good sales month for me, like with commissions and stuff. I'll do well in October for New York Comic Con, but besides that, I don't know what's going to happen. So I got to think about that. I don't do a lot of shows anymore. I don't get invited to many shows. I can't afford too many shows. So then you kind of see why I was thinking about going back to work back in February. But, it's all good. It's all good. It's all gravy. It's all griggity gravy. Kentron says, I'm fine with PDFs. I just don't want your art getting ripped off. You know what? To be honest, I have an argument. I kind of argue the point that some of the guys used to argue back in the old Napster days, that I kind of want people to check out my stuff, man. A lot of these people don't know who I am, and some of these companies have done a good job of keeping me invisible. So Kentron Yad says, talk with Jason Brubaker if you can. I know you were on this show once, and he's done a ton of these campaigns, and he has run into the problems you are talking about. Yeah, I did talk to him some. It sounds like he's still learning some stuff too. So he's got some answers. I think all of us will bring a little bit. See, he says, I missed Black and Red and was prepared to buy each print full size from your online store. What approached in book, then send special binding co in Georgia for hardbound and 9x12. Wow. Wow. $200 minimum? Gee whiz, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I thought about making Black and Red available as a PDF, though. I did do that. And I still may, but what I might do is I don't know. I'm playing with different ideas, but I thought about reprinting Black and Red in the back of this book. Tommy Sarkinen says, posted the tweet. I am Tampa. Yes, Tampa, I love you. With link to DOOMKICKER, please retweet to help my tiny reach. All right. You think I should try to ink these wings with the nib? Let me see about this. My position on the piracy issue is that most of the people doing it will not buy anyway. That's what I say, Pablo. That's a great point. I've been saying that for a long time. If you're going to steal it or pirate it, arg. If you're going to be Davy Jones, arg. Davy Jones wasn't going to buy it no way. They were planning on stealing it the first time. And so I don't think they care. KSS says, here's a silly idea. I'm willing to listen. Because I'm toying with this Indiegogo thing. Maybe do 2 50-page print books with digital single issues that are smaller additional stories that are maybe 20 pages. I don't understand what you just said. Let's try that one more time. Maybe do 2 50-page print books with digital single issues that are smaller additional stories that are maybe 20 pages. I don't understand. Yeah, I agree with Pablo. I just worry regardless. Thank you, Mortal V. I don't get that formula. So you're saying 2 50-page print books, like the normal 48, 50-page books that everybody's putting out, and then I think I understand what you're trying to say, but that last part sounds like you just read 2 50-page print books a year, okay, and in between do short stories that are digital. Okay, I see what you're saying. CC says, Jerkmonger, you said yourself sketch art books are desirable, not prints as much. I agree. If you are going to do a second print expanded edition a la Adam Hughes cover run, that is great, but I am one fan. Well, like I said, I'm thinking books are desirable, not prints as much. When did I say that? I'm wondering what the context was for that. Blankenship says, I've been more productive on this page with this stream on than I've been all night. Because I'm boring. I'm freaking boring. All right. Let me see if I can process what you're trying to say. Oh, wait, Peter says, I bought your Black and Red books, so something like that between the bigger books. So something like that between the bigger books. Well, that's what I'm kind of doing, right? So in September, I plan on launching Valkyries and Angels, which is the art book. And then that will be hopefully create supplemental income for me to take care of the other needs I have so I can keep working on my next project, which I want to launch that project See, here's what I want to do. In the end, I want to get to the point where I'm also producing new books before, at least get part way into the new project, so I can do a proper pitch presentation. So it's not just pictures of. I have a couple of pages. I want to have like at least 5 to 8 pages of a story done, and then go from there. Blackish says, nah, it's like digital studio sessions. Having people talk creativity helps creativity. I agree. I agree with that. So, okay, so back to the question. Full pages on Patreon, daily panel, and into Instagram. That's interesting, Tommy. I'd like to explore that a little more. I'm going to have to revisit this stream just so I can try to process what you guys said. All right, so back to the KSS. So maybe do 2 50-page print books a year with digital single issues that are smaller additional stories. All right, yeah. So yeah, that's kind of what I want to do with this stuff. Now, here's the other thing though. I would actually produce those as books though, because I don't know how well. That's why I was asking the question. Do you think this community, and that's what I'm doubtful, but I could be wrong. Do you think this community is willing to spend money on digital product? As it is, Zach doesn't like it. A lot of people are opposed to it. I'm not. I'm actually for digital. Most of the comics that I have, I buy are digital. I do buy from Comixology. I know it's not a big deal. Doesn't mean something. I don't think that's the right business model for digital anyway, but that's a separate conversation. CC says, Jerkmonger, you are C2E2 hunting for sketchbooks. You met up with Nasser. You said you would rather have all artists in one art in a book versus print. Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. But sometimes I can't afford the book, so I don't mind getting them digital though. If they're a good deal, I'll buy them if I have to buy them. I'll buy your book on digital, no problem, says Kentron. Yeah, I'm because some people are trying to get the book overseas, and that's another challenge, right? So that would help with shipping, but I just don't know if. I don't think by and large, most people in this community want to buy digital comp books. Since I'm nobody, my plan is to have the first issue completed before launch to show intention, okay, and a big preview released over the course of the campaign, just 2 pages to draw and 8 to color. Okay, I guess so. I mean, I think that sounds cool. As my grandmother used to say, I don't think so. I don't think so. No, I'm just saying. Not to you. I'm just saying. That's what I hear in my head. I think so. I don't think so. I don't know. I'm still thinking about what you said, Tommy, about the Tampa. About the full pages on Patreon, daily pages into Instagram. I mean, I've been really slacking on completely slacked on my Patreon. I want to go back to it, but I feel like I don't deserve the right to go back there. I will, but I need to figure out a solution quickly for those customers. Very faithful, very, very faithful, those people on Patreon. Motovi says, I wonder if both are offered and there's enough digital sales, if the savings on shipping will even things out from the overall sales versus cost to produce. That's what I'm kind of thinking, but I don't know. That's the problem. Is all these are unknown factors. I don't know if that sounds like it would help. So one of the things I thought about doing, so one of the reasons why I charged more money, by the way, for shipping was because I'm sending in priority. So I didn't think about sending things. I didn't realize people were so willing to let books be like that. I assume people bought the books much like people buy original art. I always send things priority, and I get you get what do you call it? I get insurance and all that kind of jazz. All right, so that's not really what you guys want. So, okay, fair enough. Now, the next part of this for me is, all right, um, I made a lot of assumptions about the customer, I think. KS says, I think the majority of this community will be less likely to buy digital. I do think a younger audience will be open to checking out digital. My hope will be to hook the younger on the short stuff. Okay, CC says, Jerkmonger, it is funny at NYCC, for example, I want 3 prints, but I can't afford, so I grab Sketchbook, which had all their art. I pick one hot print and book. Think Marco Santucci or bigger Greg Horn. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I buy the art books. Absolutely, I always buy art books. I don't know. I don't know what. I don't know what to. I mean, you're making really good points, guys. I mean, but again, I'm not sure I'm in conflict with what you're saying. I think what I'm saying is very similar. I want to okay, so here's where I am. I mean, you guys can talk me out of this if you like. I'm thinking about doing something different where I put out my digital product for free. And that product is consumed by the young new audience, because I don't think that young audience is going to be spending money like you guys think they are. I think they are growing up on everything that's free and consumable for free on YouTube and everything else, much like we all are here today. And I think that means, what that means is oh yeah, about the prints being enough. Yeah, I hear you, CC. I'm gonna show your comment again. I don't know why. Tommy says, I meant that as you create a page, you could release one full page on Friday morning, HQ on Patreon, split individual panels to Instagram with links on IGG and Patreon, daily panels if you have time. Yeah, that is the part. I get that. I like that idea. I have to figure out how that's a benefit for me right now, but I mean, I could see that being something. And then if I don't do it, will that become, a detriment to my whole business? I guess it's happening now anyway. What digital products would you give out for free? Well, okay, so here's what I've been planning. I mean, let me give you a little taste of it. So what I'm thinking about doing is, there's a platform called Webtoons. A lot of you guys who are my age bracket probably don't want to read Webtoons. I actually can. I'm fine with it. It doesn't bother me. Like I said, I buy a lot of my comics on my phone. Is it comfortable? No, but that's what iPads are for, and a lot of people have iPads. So especially this younger generation. So what I'm saying is, I'm thinking about putting product out there for free that either is an introduction or ancillary content. So for example, let's say I wanted to do DOOMKICKER on Webtoons. I would produce content that was specific and exclusive to Webtoons that I would include later as back matter along with other things to the book. To me, that seems like a win-win, because now I'm creating something for free for a particular customer base who has no clue what I'm doing, and they're not going to buy it because they've been growing up on piracy. I don't care how these people want to cut it, And then when I pull it all together, all of a sudden, now I'm giving you, you guys get the rest. Those of you who don't like those kinds of platforms will get it eventually in what I would call in what I would consider an omnibus of sorts with all like an ultimate edition, I guess. And then that way, all of you get to consume it in the way you would, versus trying to make you guys pick one format or another. I would create special content for a specific customer and so on. Very hard to think about webtoons while you are working on Angel Goddess original art. Half Made Jesus, very Frank Thorne maybe. Who's Frank Thorne? What's that? Forgive me, I don't know the terms. What's a Frank Thorne? And Sacker says, and you would do like a 1-page strip on webtoons every week? Probably. It'd be like see, because here's where some of the conversation we were having earlier takes a different turn. You don't need thousands and thousands of followers, but if you have thousands and thousands of followers, what you have is an opportunity to you become an influencer, and now you're selling that. So think about Piccolo, for example. Piccolo, the guy that did the Icarus and the Sun. I need to look at it again to make sure to verify this, but I believe he put some of his stuff out there, and people who were in his customer base, people who were looking at his stuff, when he finally released a book that was basically a compilation of what he had been posting all along, people bought it. Because I think what happens is in our culture, and this is something I've been arguing, I probably shouldn't be telling you guys this, but I'm gonna tell you anyway because I'm an idiot. I'm kind of like that idea, but I would want to charge for the digital stuff. See, the thing is, you can't. Not anywhere near as much as the big product books, mind you. I want to make coin. The problem is, I don't think you can. That's what I'm saying, KS. I don't know that you can expect this next wave of customers to spend that money on that, because they'll buy apps. They'll buy a game before because they're not reading. See what I'm saying? Peter Marmite says, I'm a classic guy. I love to have things in my hands rather than do. I know you're a classic guy, so I've got you covered with the book. That's how I see it. You're my customer that likes the classic stuff. But as a businessman, and this goes back to what I've been saying about Marvel DC, I don't know that they're really trying to infiltrate anything in particular. I don't know that for sure, because what I see a lot of, I see the stories are turning into that, because I think the people they've hired have taken this as a, we're gonna take this opportunity that we have now. We've been given free reign, so they do weird stuff. But I'm talking about, I'm saying that that there is a group of customers out there that haven't been served yet properly, because they're not going to pick up the book. They're not going to go into comic shops. So until we get out of comic shops, and I don't want the comic shops to fail, but to be honest, that's one of the biggest impediments to the growth of comics again. All right, so Peter Mike says, Elliot, but the people that backed Icarus and the Sun are mostly girls. Icarus and the Sun is basically a chick flick, but in comics. Maybe. But the problem is, see, this is where I can't accept those type of arguments, because I feel like we haven't tried hard enough. We haven't done our part yet. We talk like that, but, and trust me, I hear all the arguments, and I want to believe what you're saying, but looking at how we act and behave, we're not really trying hard enough to get that customer in the first place. Elliot, I think you mentioned the webcomic strips documentary. I watched that too. How do those indie comic strip guys make a living? All right. I will explain that right now. CC says, Jerkmonger going to take a turn. Where is this being released? Many of us love love our LCS. Then DC Walmart exclusive drove LCS and readers wild with rage. Now those stores are offered to LCS as second print. No, the problem with, listen guys, I hate to say it, but the comic shop has been a challenge. When we went direct market with this stuff, it created yet another dimension of challenge of getting to a customer. one of the things I still buy, and I understand, I was talking to someone about this, it doesn't much matter because this is not going to work now, because it gets too expensive to get into supermarkets like we used to be in. Comics, I mean. I used to buy my comics from a local, I don't know if it's Publix. I don't know if you guys have Publix where you are. But what do you call it? So it gets so expensive to put stuff out there, but now that we kind of locked it into a particular place, I think it created a challenge for where you can buy anything. You know what the problem is? Okay, so I used to do work for Harley Davidson. Harley Davidson is a tremendous brand. It's one of the most popular brands on the earth. On the earth. You can go almost anywhere in any country, and people will recognize the Harley Davidson brand. That's a fact, okay? Problem is, they struggle because they want t-shirts and shirts and buckles and all that kind of stuff. That's not what they're trying to sell. They're trying to sell motorcycles. So they created this insular system where you want to buy their product. If you want to buy their product, you have to go to their stores, unless you're going to buy it secondhand. Okay? The dealership. The problem is, when sales are down, it's down for everybody. So having a direct market where if I was a producer of a shirt, we used to talk about this all the time. Well, couldn't we put it into Walmart? Yeah, but they locked us out of Walmarts. We would make a bunch of money. We could sell stuff. Harley would do a lot, but they wouldn't get as much in. They wouldn't get as much in motorcycle sales, and that's all that Harley ever wanted was motorcycle sales. So we were a means to their end. I said we were kind of like a leech to their business. Like what do you call those? Like little fish, whatever. But anyway, what I'm really saying is that if we can find a way to get that product back out, then it wouldn't matter. You wouldn't need digital because it'd be wherever people go. Problem is, people shop at malls still, and there's no comics there. There's a comic shop at a mall, but that's not the same thing. You know, I used to say that kids don't go to 7-Elevens. I went to a store the other day, and there was a kid going to a 7-Eleven. And of course, I'm ridiculous because they sell all kinds of candies at the front desk, so they have kids coming. But the LCS boxed out that distribution center. See, it's a delicate thing. I'm not saying I'm against comic shops. I'm just saying when the comic shops demanded to be exclusive for the reasons that they would be, it created another level of another obstacle to get our product out there. That's what I'm saying. So the deal was that Piccolo had an active fan base in IG and Webtoons that was consuming his Icarus storyline weekly. I don't know about that. I don't know about Webtoons. I don't know. I didn't get that far. I just saw him post a bunch of stuff on IG, and he had 2.2 million followers. So whatever that means is that he had enough people, and the general wisdom is that you carry with you 1 to 10% of those followers. That's true. Malin talks about that a lot. That's very true. But the problem is if you just see YouTube as the only place, and YouTube is not the top user thing. At least I don't think it is. So we got to find a way to get where the customers are. But YouTube is, or rather Instagram, for example, while I have a lot of followers there, they're not nearly Piccolo's numbers, and I don't know that I need to have they throttle something. That the algorithm screws up the way you can interact with those customers because they're owned by Facebook. See what I'm saying? So it's a challenge all the way around. I used to get my comics from spinners at the gas station, says Kentron. Yeah. I used to get mine from Publix. I used to get mine from newsstands. I used to get mine from comic shops also back then. But then monopolies happen. Oh, we won't make money, and then it ruins everything. Tommy says it's cool that people get the product where they like to have it, and you just give them a way to throw money at you. Patreon. Okay, so I didn't explain to you Patreon, Amazon International Edition, or IGG Premium. So what my thoughts are about this is pretty standard. So what you really make your money at, what some of these guys on that documentary are making their money, is not on the comic itself. I think that's the part that we need to expand our thoughts about the business. The business is not the comic. It is for guys like Zach, because he supports the idea of the comic book, and I understand that. I really do get that. I'm also been working in a lot of other businesses for a lot of years, so I don't see that as the only productive direction for any product. What these guys in the comic strip industry, they were putting out their product, and kind of like musicians. Musicians don't make as much money off of the record deal. They make almost all their money on merch sales. So then you get merch. So what are they making money on? They're making money on things like t-shirts, stickers, and books, by the way. A lot of those guys were also making money off of things like, omnibuses and signed editions and things like that. That's how it was kind of happening for them. So it was really interesting. I mean, again, I'm not saying it's a perfect system. I'm willing to explore those things as a way to kind of expand it out. KS says, yes, the comic shop meant less normies and casual purchasers from potentially getting hooked and expanding the audience. Yep. I agree with that. Half Made Jesus says, look up Red Sonja, Ribbit, and Frank Thorne when you get a chance, Elliot. If you're unfamiliar, I think you'll like some of his work. Frank Thorne, is he... I don't know who you're talking about now. I think I know who you're talking about. I've read that name somewhere. I recognize the name. But I also recognize... So are you talking about following the George Lucas model? The Star Wars made him a big cash, but toys, posters, and T-shirts, etc., made him a billionaire. Kind of. I don't think anybody gets to a billionaire in this stuff. That's for sure. But there's something to be said about getting your stuff out there in front of people, so that when they fall in love with, it's not just the product. Like right now. I have in my closet, I have a great Batman t-shirt. I don't wear it for conventions as much anymore, because I don't want to promote my competition. But when I'm around the house or whatever, I put on my because I love Batman. I still love Batman. I know that he's my competition, but I love him. Although I haven't quite created something that's my competition for him yet. Anyway, the point I'm making is there's something called fandom. You guys are part of it. We're all part of fandom. Another way to talk about fandom is to call you guys loyal users, loyal consumers. I remember, I don't know about you guys, but I can't afford. I don't have a new system. I still have a PS3, but I'm a big fan of Sony. I used to buy Xbox, Microsoft, but then the Sony PlayStation 3 had some games that I liked. What's it called? Something loyalty. Consumer loyalty? No, it's customer loyalty. Customer loyalty. Yeah. So then I started paying attention to other things. Now my son has a PS4, and I was like, man, I want to get a PS4. By the time I'm ready to get a PS4, there's a whole new... I'm not saying... I hear you, Peter Mike. I'm saying you may not be, okay? But that's the reality. There are people who like to use only Apple. And then there's some people that only like to use Samsung. I used to be an all Apple guy. I'm not anymore. I think Apple's a lot like Mickey Mouse. It's little manipulative. But they're great marketers. That's for sure. Can't argue with that. Can't hate on their hustle. They do a good job convincing you that you got to have their product. Brand loyalty. There you go, Jerk. There you go, CC. So, yeah, those who wait all night in queue for a new product of their brand, or those who wait online for hours to watch a new movie, it's the same thing. It's called fandom. It's brand loyalists. It's fandom. You guys go after the things you love, and you guys love it so much that Sometimes people get into arguments online just about the products we use. It has nothing to do with anything, and we're still fighting about it, that sort of stuff. So there's a hardcore version of that, and there's like the soft, not softcore, you know what I'm saying? A soft version of that where we just start thinking about, well, how about this? You like my stuff, you buy my t-shirts. You support me. That's how you could support me, by the way. If let's say it's not just the book. You would support me via the product. That's what I'm trying to say. Does that make sense? Hook few Dungeon and Dragon fans, and you get really dedicated fans. Yeah. So in a way, like maybe that's another way to look at it. Like what they're trying to do is, hey, you guys, we've been giving you guys, or the expectation is that people who get the work for free will say, you know what? You guys have been giving this product for free. I love your product. I want you to keep making it. Kind of like crowdfunding. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to buy your book. That's what you guys are doing with me. That's what you're doing with Ethan and Doug. I'm suggesting that there are other things we could create that would provide the same sort of support for us to still create the same thing. It's just a different pathway. Can you be loyal to flavors? Maybe. That's a weird question, but I love it. Oh my gosh. Motovi says, I remember that video of the Nintendo fan waiting for a Wii. Let me see if you can find that little title of that vid. Sakurai says, so what if you achieve your IG audience by giving weekly Doom Kicker backstory strips? I wouldn't be Doom Kicker. I don't own Doom Kicker by myself. It might be something else I'm going to create. But the strips would be just part of it. I don't know. I'm not sure that I'm ready to make that full leap. So what I'm thinking is providing some sort of content that would be free, and then the premium content that you would buy. So it's kind of like what Ethan has said in the past. There's the premium theatrical release that you want to go see it in the movies and get the whole experience with the popcorn and the candy and the large drinks, maybe nachos if that's what your thing is. And then there's the DVD sales, the Blu-ray, right? Which is could be the floppies, I guess. And then, but he says digital is the cable television version. I think I still agree with that. I'm saying that I think that what if that audience that was following the stuff that I was doing anyway decided to go back and, hey, but I really like your product. Without the book, I like everything you've been doing anyway. Where can I get the t-shirt? Because I buy t-shirts all the time. I'm a t-shirt guy. I think most of you guys probably are too. Not to keep lobbing old artists at you, but familiar at all with Esteban Maroto? That also sounds very familiar. I know I've read those names. So is this what you're planning for at Tomo? Sakurai says. Not quite. Sorta. I'll surprise you with that. Sakurai says, so what if you activate your IG audience by giving... Okay. Raising the interest for the book between now and when you fulfill... Oh, I see. Yeah, but see, the problem is I can't afford to create secondary content. I don't want to give away content that's in the book. I want to give away content... Well, not now, because the book itself is the product. That's the difference between... I mean, that is why Doug does what he does. Because for him, the book is the product. So he doesn't believe in digital because I look at it like this. I see the content is the product, not the book itself. So, but I understand where he's coming from, because he expects that this customer's still buying the books. Can I get the little monster thing somehow with the art book? Mongrels? You mean the mini mongers? What do you mean by that? So is this what you're planning for Tomo, sort of, mongrels? Yep, I'm a t-shirt guy. That's why I asked you about channel merch. LOL. Yeah, so the reason why I haven't gone to t-shirt route is, and I thought about it. I thought about using, like, I set up an account with Teespring, and I haven't really... Hey, how's this look, by the way? I haven't really gotten farther with it, but that's kind of cool. It's a good look for her. C says it. Elias Chatsudis has a Patreon. Does Zenoscope Art gives teasers on Twitter, then full access on Patreon? I mean, that might be worth it. You know, maybe I can do that for. Maybe I can do that. You know, especially if you already bought the book. But see, then what happens if you join Patreon but don't buy the book? Then you get the book for free. Then that's weird. Paulo Rama Art says, without the digital, you lose some international backers that don't want to deal with imports like me. So, Pablo, are you supportive of the, do you support the digital model? Wing is dope. Thank you, Peter Mike. Mortal V says, we superfan uploaded by user Cannonball 3, lower than volume if the look for it. It was a loud intro. Okay, I don't remember that. Can you be loyal to flavors, Mortal V? I remember that video. Okay. All right. Those wings look great. All your fussing over drawing the wings was for nothing. I still feel like I want to put some white back in here, but I like it so far. She says, how does she look? Are you serious? Sending you a DM. I love you, CC. That's awesome. Peter Mike, do digital if it is what you want to. Well, it's not what I want to do. It's not a want. It's that's not the point. It's like, is it going to be necessary sooner than later? I don't know. But I know this, that now I will say, I was talking to my friend. I can't wait. I'm going to bring my buddy online. I'm going to interview him. I like digital comics more than traditional, says Sean Fry. I do too, actually. I like books. I like them both. But I gotta be honest with you guys. I used to have a gigantic collection, and I gave a bunch of it away. And some of it I regret, but I was running out of room. I can't have that many comics, and I can't afford to buy a house with bigger closets or rooms so I can just put comics in there. And that's a cold, hard fact. But I do respect the comic. Of course I do. I love holding a comic in my hand. However, I got to be thoughtful. Like, is what's coming over the horizon? Peter Max says, Sean Fry, fight me, Jerkmonger. No, man, listen, Peter Mike. Listen, I'm not talking about abandoning anything. Listen. There's a conversation going on. We talked about this in the early days about where things were going, right? When you guys talk about the implosion of the comic book companies, we're always saying things like, "Hey, man, don't be like the horse and buggy. You know, times they are changing. Blah blah blah." And so I'm just challenging us to be thoughtful about the future in that regard. That maybe there's another generation coming in a different way that they communicate. How will we bring our content to that future user? I have friends who have kids. We all have kids, and we're all trying to get our kids to read comics, and none of them will read it. My daughter reads books, but she won't read comics. My son abandoned comics. He likes the idea of superheroes, not even that much. And he's more into music, and he loves his phone. See what I'm saying? If you look at kids, hell, even adults all over the place are using phones only. Nobody reads newspapers. There's no magazines. Everything's on television and cable, and God, it's crazy. Tommy says, when you get content has value, getting some content first is insensitive to throw money to you. I think you mean incentive. Would prefer that the IGG people get the ending first, so there is no spoilers. I see what you mean. And I think that I agree with that too, by the way. Is it possible that calling yourself Jerkmonger is hurting you? Some people might not even give you a shot because of the name, and YouTube and Google might even be hiding your content because of it. Maybe. That's a good point. Digital is the future, Sean Fry says. I have to agree. I have to. I mean, everything. Art is done digitally. Music is done digitally. Yes, there will always be room for physical. There will always be room for instrumental. There will always be room for the books. But I think what that means, though, is that they will become premium products. So when you go to a concert and there's a live musicians, you're paying for them to exist. They need to survive. If they're gonna interact with us in our culture, there needs then to be some way for them to sustain their livelihood. So it's going to necessarily raise the prices, but that's fine. That's what we're doing in Indiegogo anyway. Kendra said, is it possible? Okay, I heard that. Sometimes digital doesn't look right to me, but that's my bias. I realize I don't speak for a younger audience. Well, okay, great. And that's a great point. So, like, I actually like the Comixology format, but a lot of people don't. And I get it, but that's okay because, I may not, and you know what, to be honest, it may not even be comics. Like I said, my friend is doing a children's book, and he created a game app that was trying to get kids into the content through the game. Now that's fascinating. Are we there yet? Maybe our product, that's what I'm saying. It can't be the comic by itself because there are not enough users for it. So, but what are they using? They're using games. They're doing all different stuff. Peter Mike says, yeah, we paper users are going to be in the minority. Digital is the future again, Sean Fry says. Oh, Sean Fry, you look very excited about that. Peter Mike says, we are the new punks, almost 40 years after the originals. Yeah, it's kind of true. Pablo Romero says, what you say about phones and the fact that I don't have a big audience to do an Indiegogo is what convinced me to publish my stuff on Tapas and Webtoons. See, I love to. We should all check out your stuff, Pablo. If you guys get a chance, check out Webtoons and check out Pablo Romero. Just check it out. See what you might hate it, but before you hate it and dismiss it, think about why you hate it. It's probably because it's not formatted to what you're used to. Think about new users. In fact, Webtoons is interesting because Webtoons is formatted like Instagram is, where you scroll up panel to panel. Very interesting. In fact, this is how Brian Shearer has been publishing his William the Last book. It's been through Webtoons. I bet you guys don't know that. So Slacker High says, I would buy a high quality digital file. Well, see, most of them already are high quality digital files. When I download a comic from Comixology, and I open it on my 22-inch or my 20 I have a 27-inch iMac. It opens up full screen and it's gigantic. It's bigger than a regular comic. Not to mention the fact that I'm going blind because I other issues. So not blind, but I can't see as well as I used to. So it's getting harder to read smaller copy. I can enlarge it on my monitor. Now that's not always available, right? But iPads, you enlarge it there and you can expand it with your fingers. I think it's pretty great. If I was blind, I would still need some kind of help to read something anyway. It's the same difference. So Tommy Sarkin, so far for art books there is no ending, so that is cool to have digital whenever. For books like Doomkicker, 20 pages free plus 30 pages Patreon. IGG full book first, rest later on Patreon before book 2. I like that a lot, Tommy. There is something to that. There's an interesting, again, this is not a perfect thing, but I could see how this can easily be manipulated and massaged into something that can work. KS says, I'm curious about manga sales. They seem to do fairly well, particularly amongst people under 30. Is it mainly the art? Is it mainly the stories? Do they primarily focus on digital or print? Well, that's a great question. I actually subscribe to Shonen Jump. It's a $2 subscription per month. And the reason why I got it is most of the manga on there I'm not interested in. But I do want to read, I think One Punch Man's on there and Dragon Ball's on there. Tokyo Ghoul I think is on there. Some of the more popular. So if you've ever been curious about it, for $2 a month, that's a Coke Zero I get out of 7-Eleven every day. One Coke Zero pays for interesting stuff I may not have ever read, or actually I could probably read sooner than later. Go figure. Pablo Romero says, my comic is called Man Eater, in case someone wants to check. I think I know your book, man. Peter Mike says, KSS, they don't preach to you. and not as in it. So it's a win-win. I tell you what, man. Yeah, they don't. Right, that's a good point. There isn't a lot of that. They're a lot more open, ironically. Peter Mike KSS. I love paper books myself. Yeah, like I said, look, I'm gonna show you a paper book that I have that I can't stand because it doesn't do anything for me. I like manga. I have this book, 20th Century Boys. Cool book. The type is small. My eyes are getting tougher. I need, if I can get it digital and open it up, I'd be excited. In fact, I can, because some of this is available on the Shonen Jump. Not this one, but some other ones. Slacker says, Peter Mike, yeah, I wonder why nobody has shared that experience. I would never buy anything digital. Daniel C says, that sounds like a steal. It is. So I'm saying, I think the thing with manga is that in Japan, it's still seen as a business. When something is not working, it's canned. Well, also, don't forget, so digital. So by the way, Webtoons is free. You don't pay for anything on Webtoons. It's all a back end deal. By the time you get, they want you to subscribe so you can get hooked on the story. There's a store on Webtoons and you can buy the product there. Oh, I loved, Kokuchu, whatever. I want the t-shirt. I want the beanie. I want the watch. I want whatever. I don't know what they have there, but I'm saying that's how that works. So you're thinking about what you can get next without, you know what I'm saying? You're not freaking out because, oh my gosh, they're invading the comic space. You're just like, hey man, they just want you to buy a damn t-shirt. That's what I'm trying to get to, the point where we're not spending our days frustrated over everything. We're just more concerned about, getting this product out. I want you to buy my, not, like I said, DOOMKICKER. Hopefully it'll be some kind of other product sooner than later, but I want you to buy my Jerkmonger cereal. My Jerkmonger vitamins. Okay, this is the little that I have seen on manga or anime. I like the stories, but the style of art never worked for me. I prefer Western style art, but again, that's my bias. I'll tell you what though, KS, I actually like a lot of manga. A lot of it I don't. What there's a different style thing. They have different names for it. But there's also a particular style. Like there's some artists that are fantastic. I have them. Like this guy right here. To me, this artist is exceptional. But again, you have to kind of appreciate, he's not drawing the big eye thing. And if that's what you're thinking of manga, it's a great thing. Katsuhiro Otomo on Akira. Have you ever seen that? It's freaking amazing. Freaking amazing. By far one of the best comics I've ever seen, Akira, by Katsuhiro Otomo. Peter Mike says, Slacker, I could ask Mike to bring it up as a topic of discussion so we know. Maybe he says no, but we don't lose anything for asking. Asking what? Oh, I see. They don't preach to you, big. Not SCW in it. So it's a win-win. KS says Jerkmonger kids 10 million strong and growing. Jerkmonger kids 10 million. Jerkmonger kids 10 million strong and growing. Anyway, guys, it is 6:12 in the morning. I will be getting up very shortly. I'm gonna take a little nap and get up. I really, really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for listening to my mania. My crazy talk, my rant. Listen, guys, it's so clear. We have a lot of options. There isn't one answer. I promise you, though, I will be exploring a lot of it because I think there are opportunities that we're missing. But I think it's going to be good either way. I don't think comics are going to die. The comic industry may struggle and suffer and maybe even move out of phase, but I think at the end of the day, there's going to be so much opportunity in all sorts of ways to get this content out there. Very important. I really implore you all, please check out the documentary Stripped. Check it out. It's a powerful examination of the newspaper industry and the comic strips that used to occupy that, and what happened when something happened. When the people stop buying newspapers, then what happens, right? So anyway, we've been on for 3 hours plus. KS says it won't die, it will evolve. I think you're right. But if we're not careful, we're going to let it die in some ways because we were too stubborn to let it grow, to let it evolve. Pablo says, I like your streams because you talk about this stuff. Well, thanks, man. Slacker High says, good chat. All right, guys, I love you guys. I love my fans. I love that I have fans, and I love that you guys are interested in what I have to say. I hope that I am providing to you content of some sort that is enriching, challenging, hopefully. If you had a good time, please hit the like button and share the video. It's a long video, I'm sorry, but mainly also please subscribe and encourage other people to subscribe. I really need that help. That's what's going to make this work as my channel continues to grow. As we transition into a new dimension of what this industry could or should be, we can facilitate that transition by growing the group and growing each of these channels. If you support it, if you don't like what I'm doing, don't worry about it. I get it. That will let me know that I need to come up with something different to talk about. But as long as I have faithful fans that like to talk about this stuff, I want to keep going because I think this is definitely where we're headed. And I think the more educated you are as a consumer, the better you'll be at making choices about your product. I firmly believe in that, and I firmly believe that you guys are smart. You're not dumb. You're not fools. And I'm not going to treat you like that. Don't let anybody treat you like that. You guys are good people. We can all be better. But so far, so good. I appreciate all you guys. Thanks for supporting me here on the Jerkmonger show on my channel. Maybe you're right. Maybe I should change my name. I don't know. Maybe I should. But in the meantime, guys, God bless you all. I hope you guys have a great, great Saturday. Pray for me while I go out to Tampa Bay Comic-Con. Hopefully it'll be great business. If not, it'll be all right. It's going to be all right. Later, y'all. Peace out. Laters. Whatever you do. Back DOOMKICKER over on Indiegogo right now. And also prepare yourself for my Angels and Valkyries. It's coming soon. Peace out, y'all. I love y'all, though. Y'all be good now. You hear? Bye. Hey, looking for a commission, maybe as a gift or for your own personal collection? Email thelabcomics@gmail.com for pricing and availability. Thanks. And don't forget to check out bigbridgedesigns.com for more of your Jerkmonger cool fun stuff, like pins, prints, and stickers of all your favorite black and reds, mini mongers, and much, much more. That's bigbridgedesigns.com. See the link in the description below. Thanks.